Hello guys, and welcome back to another At the Table lecture. Today joining us we have Kainat Harbottle. You may know him for his incredible and amazing sleight of hand with coins, but he's also really, really good with card magic, and he's going to share some of that today with us. So, welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good. I'm doing great.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, you want me to just do stuff? Oh, okay, good. Okay, I'm fine with that. Let me see. I got a little bit of something I'm going to use right here. Have you seen one of these before?
No.
It's a cheap hand puppet. Hi. Hi, happy art. No, I'm kidding. I keep my props small so that way they're easier for me to carry around. I'll tell you what, let me stretch this one out. Oh, make it a little bit easier for you to see.
Nice.
It's an old silver $50. Minted about the turn of the century. It's called a barber half. You can see all I have to do is give it a little wave, though, and I can get a second one just like that. Now, I don't really understand exactly how they work together, like because if I wave one way, the coin disappears. But then if I wave the other way, the coin comes back. Like, I don't know exactly how it works. But the weirdest thing is not that. The weirdest thing is how the entire time there was one hiding in the middle. So that gives me 1, 2, and 3. That's 3. And the other thing that I really don't get is that when I wave the 3 coins, I get 3 more.
Wow.
That's what I don't get. But I'd like to show you a trick with 6 coins. Is that okay?
Yep.
It's a lot of coins, but I think we can manage. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me see. So what I want you to remember is this. So if you see me put all 6 coins in here, remember that it's not 3 and 3.
Okay.
All right? Just remember that. Pay attention to that. And if you see me put all of the 6 coins in this hand here, remember that has to be, they can't all be on the other hand. They all have to be here.
Okay.
Now, I know that's confusing. You know why? And I think the problem is it's just too many coins. It's just too many coins, right? So I'll tell you what, we'll get rid of one of the coins.
Okay.
I'll just do the trick with 5. Make things just a little bit easier to follow.
Okay.
Okay? So let me see here. That's so all you have to remember now, how many do you see here?
3.
And how many do you see here?
2.
Very good. Now don't get confused later and think that there's 2 over here and 3 over here.
Nice.
I'm just saying. You don't want to it's one of those things you got to pay attention, because if you see the 2 over here, you see the 3 here, later on don't think that, well, wait, maybe the 2 was over here. Because it can't be 2 over here, because there's 1 over here, which means there has to be 4 over here. Right?
Wow.
But I know what the problem is. There are too many coins.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of one. So let me get rid of another one. I'll just do the trick with 4 coins.
Okay.
4 coins. Nice and easy, right? So what's going to happen is that all that's really happening is the coins are flying around.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not like that. That's not magical. We'll make it go the other way, okay?
Okay.
So now this is it's really just sleight of hand, right? And you're actually at my bad angle right now. Did you see me do that?
No.
Oh, do you think you could catch me if I did it again?
Let's see.
Oh, don't worry, I already did. See, that's number 1. But don't feel bad, because if you miss the moment when number 1 goes, you're going to miss the moment when number 2 goes. And if you miss the moment when number 2 goes, you're probably going to miss the moment when number 3 goes.
Wow. Okay.
Now, what some people think I'm doing is that I'm waiting for you not to look. And then I just throw one of the coins across. But I'd never do that to you. That'd be cheating. So let's start again, right? So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. 4 coins over here. Now, don't feel bad if I already snuck 1 across. Because if you know there's 1 here, that means you have to know that there are 2 coins over here. 3. Sorry. Wait. If there are 2 coins in this hand, you know that there have to be... What the... I'm sorry.
Wow, that's really good.
Well, it's weird, right? Because I'm going to try to... Some people see it like it's a visual thing. Mm-hmm. Like, you see 3 coins there, right? Yeah. You see 1 here. But it's almost like you go back in time for a split second. And you went for 3 and 1. But you know what the problem is? It's hard to follow, right?
Yeah.
Because there are too many coins. There's just too many coins. So we're gonna get rid of 1 here.
All right.
And in fact, well, that leaves us 3. But I tell you what, to make it even easier, we'll just do it with 2. How's that?
Okay.
sound?
Okay.
Because if there's only 2 coins, it might be easier to follow. That's not helpful. This is one of the moments you got to be smarter than the coins.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the 2 coins and I'm going to put them in my pocket. No, really. So now you know that there can't be 3.
Wow, this is good.
I know, I like it too.
This is really good.
Although sometimes if I take but it's also impossible if I were to take the 1 coin and put it in my pocket, you know that there can't only be 1 left, right? There can't just be 1 left, right? Because a moment before, when you saw 3.
Wow.
So there's got to be a problem here. I'm going to try to simplify this for you as best I can, right? 3 coins go into the hand,
okay.
Right? I'm going to reach it, I'm going to remove 1, I'm going to put it in my pocket.
Okay.
How many coins should be left?
2.
You're right, it should be left, but remember, I wanted to show you a trick with 6 coins.
Wow.
And remember, and the problem is that's probably too many coins. Maybe we should just do a card trick instead.
This is really good.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
This is really good.
So, that's the routine.
Wow.
that we're starting with. Now, I don't know how many minutes that was. Or it was like maybe like 2 minutes or something like that.
3, 4?
3-ish, maybe,
right?
maybe. So, but there's a lot of magic, a lot of different sleight of hand packed into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this routine down for you. And I'm going to kind of take you through step by step through the moments. And really what the idea is to, I'm going to build off of each of those moments.
Okay.
In other words, the first routine uses one move, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different applications for that move.
Okay.
Same thing in the next, same thing with the next. So it's going to kind of build as we go along, okay? So first let's start with the concept or the general idea, and I'll just sit down while I talk about it.
Good.
I'll be comfy.
You're having a good time.
I'm a little under the weather, so I'm drugged up right now. So if I suddenly, it's probably just a Sudafed. Let's just do this. The concept, the idea, comes from. Make it pretty. Make it like it's like it has like a little antenna.
Oh, like a little aeroplane.
Yeah, it's cute.
Nice.
The concept comes from Milk Court.
Okay.
A magician who publishes a lot of stuff in Bobos, does a lot of coin magic, and he has the best part of Bobos, modern coin magic, is actually the end section.
Okay.
Most people don't start there, but I always tell people, you just got Bobos, yes, you're working on coin magic, yes, go to the end. And they're like, no, I don't want to go to the end. But if you start just trying to read, a lot of people go like, oh, there's a lot of random stuff, it's a lot of different stuff. I don't know what to read.
Okay.
If you go to the end section of the book, there's a section called routines. And what you have there are all these different magicians who have put together different ideas from the tricks. And different tricks. They put it together, and so you can actually get an idea of what a little coin act would look like. Nice. So I tell people, go to the end and look at those, and then you use the index in the back, and you can look up those tricks, and you can see how they work together. And that's an easier way to start to get into coin magic and get to sort of an organize the loose baggy monster that is Bobos. So Milk Court has this idea of too many coins, and it's a simple idea, right? You do whatever trick you want to do. And you just put a coin away. And you do another trick, whatever trick you want to do, and you put a coin away. This is how I usually do it, but the thing about this trick is that the concept itself is modular. So whatever tricks you do, you can stick them in here, in this structure.
I get it.
And so if you have to, instead of just doing one trick, bam, you have a series of effects that follow. So that's kind of where that's the background idea where it comes from. So the other thing that's kind of haunts all of my coin magic, or kind of the concepts that I work with, is kind of the theory based on Gary Kurtz's ideas. Okay. And Gary Kurtz has this kind of bizarre concept of coin magic that I like, and it's this idea that is you can do a lot of different, instead of having like this sort of linear thing, right, where the coins are just going to go across one at a time. Here's number one. Here's number two. There's number three. Right, where it's very ordered. And that's not a bad thing. In fact, coin magic is such a visible form of magic that it's not a bad thing to actually point out to the audience what's happening. Because some audience members are just going to like start to, you can watch them like dogs, they all their heads slowly turn, the longer you go. And so it's good to give them structure.
Okay.
But what Gary Kurtz talked about was like almost creating this hallucinatory state for the audience, where what they're seeing is it modifies their perception of the universe, and where it becomes like that sort of like and it's kind of a heady thing, but I like it.
Yeah.
The problem with that concept is that it gets very close to the idea of magic. Confusion is not magic.
Okay.
Right. That's sort of that statement that we talk about all the time. But at the same time, we're in a post-MTV, we're even like a post-YouTube generation. We're in like the Snapchat generation right now, where things just kind of like go like this, right? So trying to break people away from that by boom, 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 kind of whacking them around, I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a very good way to keep people's attention and to make sure that they're really getting this different experience. Because obviously Coin Magic Live is very different from, what you experience at home.
100%, yeah.
And the thing that I hear the most when I perform is, I see this stuff on television, on YouTube, but I've never seen it right. You're doing it right here, and that is, you want to be able to create that feeling of, well, this could happen. This can happen over here on a magical screen, right?
Yeah.
Where something else is going on. But if it happens in real life, that messes with my brain, and that's what we want to do. So So that's kind of like the organizational concept and kind of like the general overarching theory that's kind of going here. So let me show you what's going on with this first sequence.
All right.
I got 6 coins. What's going to happen is this is a really weird move.
Okay.
In fact, I should stand up to do this because
All right.
I usually work standing up. And it's called the push through steal.
Push through steel. Okay.
And it's what it allows you to do is, you just take 1, 2, 3. That's 4 coins that go into the hand, and they're gone. Okay. Yeah. And because it's something that happens. It's something that can happen very fast, and you can see them all go into the hand.
Wow, that's pretty.
And so here's the mechanics. I'll start with just 1 coin,
Okay.
and then we'll kind of build up. Although it's harder for me to do with 1 coin.
Okay.
Which is weird. What's happening is that when I put the coin into this hand, there's a lot of choreography going on here.
Okay.
When I drop the coin into this hand, I want this hand a little bit. This is my stealing hand, right? Because I'm a lefty. I'm going to refer to this as the one as the holding hand and the stealing hand. Okay. That way, the kids playing at home don't have to get too confused. This goes in here. Now it doesn't really go into my fist. Like I'm not just holding on to it, right?
Okay.
What I'm doing is when it goes in. I work it on so that I pull that second finger in to create a ledge, okay? So the coin, and I'll show this here, is pretty much curled in, perfectly between the first and second fingers here, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Now you have to remember, when this happens, this hand is also directly above here,
Okay.
right? So I've flashed this hand empty, which is kind of silly because you just put it in, right? But you're trying to make conviction, right?
Yeah.
And notice the way I'm flashing this hand. Notice the position of the fingers.
Slightly bent, yeah.
It's slightly bent because what you're going to do is you're going to shoot this coin out your hand.
Oh, wow.
With your thumb.
Nice.
And it's going to happen at the same time as this hand passes in front. Wow. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to do it look like that, like you're catching something, right? So you start with the hand in this position that's already a little relaxed, right? And the coin is actually going to come out as it comes down like this. I'm going to turn a little bit this way for Mr. Camera to see. Miss Camera in this case, I'm sorry. And it's going to come, so under the cover of this hand, so this hand's passing in front, right? Under the cover, this thumb is going to come down and push that coin right out.
Wow.
And the coin's going to go right into what I usually refer to as a nowhere palm.
Okay.
That's what Jeff Lotta called it, third finger curl palm. So that's where you're going to catch the coin. This sounds difficult, but really if the finger's already in position, so it's not so much that you're catching, it's more like you're receiving.
Okay.
That distinction makes sense. Yeah. So the coin's going to come out. I'll turn downwards. This way everyone can see. So from here, it's going to go in front. Push out. Now the little extra thing that I do when I do this maneuver is that this hand, the hand that's going to receive the coin, right? I'm with my second finger, it's going to tap the back of this second knuckle.
Okay.
But it just gives a rhythm. It just helps with the rhythm. I'll show you.
It just makes it flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's 4 coins. All 4 coins go into that hand. You see how that works?
Yeah.
And then bam.
It also goes with your pattern as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is not a move. This is a move that's more like a top change in some ways. In fact, a lot of my coin moves are kind of have like this rhythmic thing going that are not typical coin stuff, I think. And so this is a very weird steal. So if we're doing it, do you have any questions for me so far?
Well, I have one suggestion.
Go
guess
for it.
because I'm thinking, how would I learn that?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the first thing I would do is put the coin in the nowhere palm.
Oh, yeah.
So I can figure out how I need to hold my hand.
Oh, definitely. Oh,
wiping,
yes. Please, yes. Get familiar with your palm positions. Oh, yeah. And so,
that way,
there's
no movement when you come.
Exactly. So if we should be well familiar with that position. Otherwise, yes, this is going to go.
If not, you're going to see you catching the coin.
Yeah, and then another basic thing, kind of about nowhere palm is that you want to keep the coin. Your angles aren't that bad. A lot of people get scared by the angles, but you keep as long as you keep the coin parallel to the floor.
Okay.
You're okay. So if you start to tip over, right? I mean, you can see it from the camera here. If I'm straight on, ooh, it's magic, it's gone. And then, oh, now it's bad magic. It's bad magic, right? Now it's good magic. Now it's bad magic, right? So you want to. So as long as you stay parallel to the floor, you're good. But thank you. No, that's good. Yes, definitely. I'm starting with some of the harder stuff, I guess. if you're not comfortable with nowhere palm, then I'm sorry. Learn it now. Just walk around with coins like this. That's what I tell people working on new palms. Just get familiar with the feeling. So that is the mechanics to push through steel with one coin. With multiple coins, instead of letting it fall, because you have to make up for the fact that there are more coins, instead of letting it fall higher, now I'm pulling in my third finger to create that little resting point, right? I'll come out this side so you can see it. Ding, ding, ding. So you can see the stack there. Notice that now the stack is when I push, they're going to come right out the thumb. Same area, first, second, and first and second finger, right? But that third finger is what's going to make the shelf. And so it's almost like they're in edge grip, by the way. So they're almost in like, well, really this second finger curl palm. Almost. So that's where they fall. And now it's the choreography is the same. So now you just got to be comfortable with the idea that you're going to come up, and now instead of and I'm going to do mistimed now. So as this hand covers, right, that stack's going to come right out. Wow. And you can see how little of it is exposed, actually. But that's enough that when you propel it, for the third finger to get it. And I'll try to show it. I don't usually do it downwards, but I'll try to see what this looks like downwards. So you're here, and it kind of comes out, right?
Wow.
So it's a very but now, so this is sort of the basics of it. So this is when you're like going crazy. What I do a lot of stack work, right? That's what I do.
It looks great.
Well, thank you. But there are a lot of other uses for it. So for instance, if you're just doing a regular coins across, this move can change the way you do a typical coins across, right? So instead of doing a steal, then tossing some over, right? You can cleanly show 4 coins, nothing here. Just keep your eye on the coins in this hand, right? And now I'm one ahead.
Nice. Wow.
Right? So if you're, so you don't have to steal all of them. You steal one. So the mechanics for that are pretty simple. What's going to happen is this coin's going to push. I push the top coin. They're kind of like in a low finger palmish, sort of, right? They're going to come up, push up, and I'm just going to clip that coin right there between the first and second finger, okay? And now that's in position to go all by itself. So now that hand comes in front.
Wow.
And
you can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it. It just looks like you just tap your hand.
Exactly. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. So it's a very useful, and as long as that thumb motion is covered, but it's covered by this. And also, when I usually work, this works in a bar setting, right? I usually work with this where I'm standing, the audience is sitting. So if your eye level is right around here, that's usually this move is completely covered. So you don't have to steal one of the group; you can steal 2 of the group, right? And now you're 2 ahead, right?
Yeah.
And so it depends on what you're doing with this. And also notice that this is one of those nice coin moves that don't require a table.
This is an incredible move.
Thank you. I mean, I like this.
Utility,
Yeah. Well, then let's now. Okay. So
it's like I'm seeing so many things in my head.
Oh well. Here, let me show you something. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting. Oh, I want to come back to there's some of the things I want to come back to. But usually when I'm working, I'll just have a bunch of coins out. I've done something with them. I'll say, I'll go ahead and pick one of the silver coins for me, would you please? That one right there?
Yep.
All right, good. And then here, take a look at this Chinese coin for me.
Okay.
And I'll take this guy back. And then this is a real Chinese coin, made in New Jersey. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of bad jokes you put in there, but we don't do those bad jokes anymore. Anyway, the reason why I have the 2 coins is I want you to keep a close eye on them. We're going to do some magic together with them, okay? In fact, I'm going to give you a choice. Which would you like me to do what would you like us to do the magic with? Is it the silver coin or the Chinese coin? Your choice.
Let's do Chinese.
The Chinese coin. Good. Okay, go ahead and hold out your hand, your right hand for me. I'm going to give you the Chinese coin. You're going to squeeze onto it tightly. Okay. Turn your hand over. Smile. Nicely done. That leaves me with just the silver coin, right? But you said you wanted me to do magic with the Chinese coin. Right? Yeah. That leaves me the Chinese coin. And go ahead and open your hand. Take a look. You have the silver coin. Wow, nice. So, same move, application, right? Yeah. Copper silver. I call this push through copper silver, and it is it's like one of those. It's like such a fast copper silver, right? It just like the magic is like over in a split second. But let me run through it and show you what's happening. So, the whole time that this has been out here, the silver coins have been out here. There's also been a shell. I have an expanded shell that's been mixed in with them. Dun, dun, dun. Shocked. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the mic. I'm sorry about that. Shocked I am to find that there's gambling in this establishment. Yeah, so you have all these coins. I steal that shell off.
Yeah.
And I ask someone to choose a coin. They choose a coin. I move the stack over. I get these coins out of the way, kind of messily. I'll talk about that. I didn't do it here, but I'll show you what the application is for this in a second.
Okay.
Then let me look at the Chinese coin. They'll look at the coins, right? I have the shell here. Take the coins back.
Yeah.
And I just drop them on top of each other, and that's the nest, right? So the silver coins on top. It's not like some fancy hold on. I gotta hold on and very carefully. No, it's just drop. Like
Okay,
the good thing about
like
coins, the good thing about coin magic is that coins make noise.
Yeah.
And for some people, that's a bad thing. But I say if they make noise, utilize it, right? Utilize it. So so we're here. So now I can very cleanly show.
Yeah.
2 and 2. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to steal the shell off using the easiest method possible.
Okay.
All I do, the coin just comes back, and the shell is on top, and I just hold it out.
Nice. Okay.
And it just drops out, right?
Okay.
And so it actually looks like. Usually when you see, the utility pass, right? You're holding out something, right? So you want to, let's make it even easier. So 2 coins here, right? Another 2 coins here, right? I have 3.
Yeah.
But I'm usually just holding back the one. It doesn't even hold. It's kind of like a frictiony sort of thing, right? Just boom, boom. I go back. I can do this all day long.
Yeah.
It's not magical. It's just a way to prove to them, and so you don't have to do it a lot. But it's more interesting if you can do it at your fingertips. So I'm getting the same position here. Silver coin's on the bottom, so I have a small fan, silver coin on the bottom, right?
Okay.
What happened is I get the shell out of finger palm, I let it come down to like a fingertip rest, right about there. I'm going to show the fan of 2 coins. Here is that I'm going to tilt, as I do the move, as the hands come together, this hand tilts downward. Because if you think about it, if you don't want to flash a move and you actually have the ability to do it, right? You want to, you don't want to. The more of the surface of the coin you expose, the more you have to flash.
Yeah.
But if I just give the audience the edges of the coin, right?
Yeah.
Now there's not as much to flash.
Yeah.
So the same thing in reverse is happening in both hands.
Let me stop you.
Of course.
This is gold. So this is gold.
Oh.
That little tip there, I think that's incredible.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
the
that's
less surface area you have.
Oh, sure,
yeah.
It's
incredible.
So if you can do a move where you're tilting forward a little bit,
Yeah.
then you're in a good place.
Yeah.
So we're here, right? This hand's going to come down. And as this hand comes down, my second finger is just going to pull back the coin a little bit.
Okay.
So the coin's going to it's just going to rest. I'll move the Chinese coin for clarity. It's just going to rest like in a second finger, rest position.
Yeah.
Right? That's just hanging out, right? And at the same time, this hand, the hand that's concealing the shell, is just going to bring the shell out.
Okay.
And so for a split second, that they're right next to each other. It's Mickey Mouse, boys and girls. For a split second, they're right next to each other, right?
Yeah.
But they're not going to touch. So you're here, and you're here. I mean, look how even when I do it slowly, how copacetic. It's like you see 2 coins here, you see 2 coins here. Nothing happened.
Even when you do it slow, you don't see the
exactly.
You don't see it.
And there's not a lot of stuff that is like that, right?
Yeah.
But in coins, but it's a very nice routine. And so Mike Gallo, this is it's just a beautiful move. This fingertip utility pass, and not a lot of people do it. So I'm here. They just saw these 2 coins, and now the gaff is rung in.
Yeah.
Now I do that at the same moment I say, which would you like us to do the magic with? The silver coin, or the Chinese. Okay. So we're gonna do some magic with them. Which one do you want us to do it with? The silver coin or the Chinese coin? And that's a question they gotta think about. Even though I'm in mid question, they're trying to pay attention. Then it's a nice perfect kind of misdirection moment. And the picture hasn't changed. If they look up, they look down. The picture hasn't changed, right?
Yeah.
But now look where we are. I got the shell and the Chinese coin now. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and by the way, if you haven't figured out yet, the Chinese coin also fits in the shell. If it doesn't fit, that'd be bad magic. But that's why, yes, so you just have to make sure that this works out.
Okay.
So they're seeing this. And I say, go ahead, hold it. You choose. One second. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
No, I feel bad. So let's just kind of, let me see where we were. Create the illusion that I'm not sick. So we're here, right?
Yeah.
And so you're seeing this. So I asked them, and they get to choose, and they can choose either coin right now.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to put the Chinese coin in their hand.
Okay.
It's not really the Chinese coin, but you got to put it in their hand,
Okay.
right? So I'll go ahead and hold out your right. You said Chinese, which is great, right? I'm going to put the Chinese coin in your hand. That's when we're going to do the magic. But if you say silver, I say, okay, so I'm going to do the magic with the silver coin. I'm going to give you the Chinese coin just for a second.
Oh, okay.
That way everyone can focus on the silver coin.
Okay.
See what I mean? Okay. A couple little manage points for putting coins in people's hands. I know it makes people nervous. I always put it in their hand. I will often close their fingers. I will often, depending on how they are, and how drunk they are, I will often do the grab and turn your hand over. And another nice line to say, by the way, and this I use this a bunch in my coin work, is from Goshman, and say, turn your hand over and smile. Another satisfied customer. And that's a Goshman line. That usually gets a little laugh. But the nice thing about it is, and the psychological reason why you say that to people, and I use this in a bunch of other tricks, is you don't want them to talk. Because they could say, that's not the Chinese coin. You know, that's not it. But when people are smiling, they can't talk.
Yeah.
It's harder to talk, right? So it's a simple psychological kind of moment to just put them in that state.
I like it.
So they're here, right?
Yeah.
Now the cool thing is I can show very cleanly here, both hands, right? Now here we're going to use the push through change. The push through steel. I'm going to take this coin. I'm going to put it right, pretty much into this hand's edge grip. Now it's just the only thing that's keeping that Chinese coin in place right now is the meatiness of my fingers, the fleshiness, right?
Okay.
So if I just release the tension, I'm going to keep the coin there, and this is hard to show to the camera, but I'll try. If I release the tension, the Chinese coin falls right out.
Okay, I see that. Yeah.
So it just fell down just a little bit. I'm not even trying to palm it, right? It just kind of falls down there. So coin goes in, it's already fallen out.
Yeah.
Game over, right? So now I say that way. Now you said you want me to do magic with the silver coin, right?
Yeah.
Still done. And I say, okay, well, I'll do the magic with the silver coin. That means I get the Chinese coin, which means you have to have the silver coin.
Yeah.
Right? So, and the nice thing is you end clean. Well, you end sort of clean because you're holding out, right?
Yeah.
And what I didn't say is I usually have a pile of coins that they're picking from, right? So as they look at the coins, I just move the stack over.
Oh, I see.
And I just add in it's like you're doing something, you're palming the cards and you have a pile of cards over here and you're just, I'm going to get them out of the picture.
You're clean up.
And you clean up, right? And so you're there. So that's push through copper silver.
Beautiful.
So you can see, like you're saying, application. This is a very interesting application for that one move.
Yeah.
So any questions or suggestions? Anything else you want to talk about?
All I did is I did notice that you do ask, so you wanted me to do magic with this coin.
Yeah.
As cover for the steel.
Yes.
So you're asking that question to do the steel and it'll cover it.
Yeah. And to motivate that tap, right?
Exactly.
Because it does feel a little weird. You know, a lot of magicians talk about like, well, how close a lot of coin magicians talk about, how close do I ever let the hands get? Right?
Yeah.
So in some ways, I kind of want to motivate this closeness, even though the steel is so fast, even though the moment is so clean. They see silver go in, now it's Chinese out.
Yeah.
One other little touch that I'm doing there is that I've already stolen, put this in, I've stolen the shell out. I open this hand, I just tilt the coin up because it's a nowhere palm. I tilt it up into finger palm. And I use this weird little like no shuttle where I'm going to take the Chinese coin, I'm going to throw it into this palm.
Yeah.
Now from your angle, can you see the shell right now?
No.
No. And the kids at home? No. So so we're here, and all you got to do is make sure you don't hit, right? You don't let them whack each other. But it's a very clean moment, right? They see that that's all I have, this Chinese coin. Yeah. That means you have the silver coin.
Yeah, because I can see only the Chinese coin.
Exactly.
Right? I know in the camera they can't see it. Yeah. But I can see the Chinese coin in both hands at all times.
Exactly. So that's a nice little bit I think that I learned from David Roth. I think that's some of David Roth's more recent stuff.
I like it. I love it.
Cool.
Love it.
All right. So, I just realized that I just showed all these applications for the move, but I didn't actually show how it worked in the routine.
Okay.
So let's go back.
All right, let's see it.
So again, I'm just showing 3 and 3, right? And you can imagine how this is going to work, right? So I'm going to steal. The first move is I'm going to steal it back to where we go back to the situation.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to. these three, so this is going to be the stealing hand, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be the hand that apparently has the coin. So I'm going to tap the stack down just a little bit. I'm not really finger palming them. I'm just moving them out of the way.
Yeah.
So now I can come in with the 3 and drop. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3 coins. And they're going right into position.
Okay.
See how ugly the hand looks at this point. But nobody else sees it, just me. I'm the only one who knows. There, okay? So you can see those coins there.
Yeah.
So now, I'm going to come back. So again, and it's the same move. I steal. Now remember, if you see me put those 3 coins in, I can't have 3 over here, right? It's a bam moment.
Yeah.
You really kind of like, wait, they just saw it, and then now wait, what just happened, right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to really mess with their universe. As I close up this hand, the 3rd finger catches the stack, so that now I'm in the position, right? Just like as I was doing with the 3rd finger with the 4 coins to use the stack, right? Now I got to same move.
Okay.
Just insanity.
Yeah.
So they're ready to go. So now I drop the coins in. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Now remember, if you see all 3 coins, and this is hard, and so the key to it is to where you're going to put your thumb.
Yeah.
The lower, the better.
Okay.
And so you're going to push, and you're going to push them all out.
Wow.
There's a lot of ways this can go terribly wrong. You can either miss push and only the top comes out, or you can push too hard from the bottom, and then the top one stays behind by friction.
Okay.
So you really got to, I'm nervous right now if I can actually do it. And so the problem is when I think about moves, like when I'm teaching them, it's always harder for me because all of a sudden I'm thinking about it. But if I don't think about it like that.
Yeah, and there's no sound. You're stealing 6 coins with no sound.
Yes, because they stay as a stack.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't, and there's nothing, the only time right? It's when that's shaking, it's when they rub against each other. But there's no chance for them to rub against each other because they're moving together out as a whole.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And would you mind telling us where you keep the shell?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's the bottom coin in this hand, in the holdout, in the hand that
pushes out.
The hand that pushes out. Yeah, there you go. So it's the bottom one there.
Okay.
So there is a little bit of management, right? Because with the first one, you don't have to worry about it. That coin's just going to stay there, right?
Okay.
With the second one, when I flip the stack over, so now the nested coin is on top of the stack.
Got it.
Right? So that's what's sitting on top. So now 1, 2, 3, they go into the hand. Now we do the steal. Hooga! That's what in my mind, I actually think, hooga! But you can't make that noise out loud. Well, you could with your audience. It depends on your crowd, I guess. And so now you get all 6 here. And you're there. So now the shell is right there.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3, right? Because the stack flips over.
Exactly.
So that's it. So yeah, good.
Okay.
So so it's a little bit of management, but not much.
Great.
Just got to flip it over, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, all right, good. Any other questions about that?
No, I think
you
explained everything brilliantly.
Oh, the only other thing that we were talking about is you remember how we were talking about this move with the fingertip utility pass.
Yes.
If you feed the edge to the audience, that's an important thing. The cool thing about the steal is that it's only the edge that goes towards the audience.
Yeah.
Right. Only that part.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a small. You don't have much chance to flash if you're trying to do something else, right? If you're showing more surface of the coin, like you're doing a bad retention pass, right? If I like this, right, that whole surface of the coin is flashing. But for here, there's not a lot to flash.
It's invisible. It's invisible. No sound. It's great. It's great.
It gets all the good things. So let's move on to the next sequence.
Let's do it.
With the 2 coins and the 3 coins. So I pocket with a regular coin, one of the regular coins. That gives me 3 and 2. The shell is over here.
Okay.
Well, actually, we're not even. I want to talk theoretically first about it, and then we'll get it. So this comes from the late great Brian Gillis, who was an excellent coin magician out of California.
Okay.
And he came up with this routine, and it was one of the first routines I stole because it was on television. There's actually somebody out there. It's got to have this on digitally now, and I don't know, but it was a television special on the Magic Castle, and it was in the late 80s.
Okay.
And it was really good. And Brian Gillis was the close-up guy. It had Goldfinger and Dove. It had Kozak. It had a bunch of guys. But Brian Gillis is in the close-up room, and he's doing this routine. And it was a killer routine because it fooled me the first time. And it was this idea where there's 2 and there's 3. And the idea is you have to remember that's 2 coins that go in this hand. That's 3 coins over here. Did you see me do it? 3 and 2.
No, I still didn't see it.
No, see that's what he said, and it was, and I finally asked him, like, dude, how'd you come up with this routine? This is a genius routine. He said, well, it was an accident, because he would always do wing silver.
Okay.
And the original wing silver from Bobo's would have 3 coins, and you'd have an extra coin that you're concealing the whole time, and then the 3 coins travel from one hand to the other, so you have 6, right? But what happened one day is he lost one of the coins, so he had 2 and 3, and they started doing this, and he said he just did this. And he realized that this is actually better.
Wow.
Than because I figured out why.
Okay.
And so I was doing it for a couple years. This was like still when I was in high school. And this very smart teacher, this woman I really respected, I did this routine for her, and she said, "Now wait a minute, how did you get the 2 coins to go up this sleeve over here and come down over here, and the 3 coins to go up this sleeve over here and come down over here?" Ooh. And I realized, oh my gosh, for her, this isn't 1 coin traveling; it's a transposition.
Wow.
So that's why you have to be you're intentionally vague in what you say. I talk about memory, right? When I do it. When he did it, he was just intentionally vague. And that way, different audience members will experience different things. Some people will see 1 coin go across, other people will see transposition. Wow. And that's strong, right? Yeah. And so just let the audience think what they want at this point. So we got 2 and 3, right? So let me get to where I am. I've pocketed 1. I got my shell over here. I have the whole stack in my hand, actually. I take 1 out, I put it there. I finagle it so that the shell is now, when I turn the stack over, the nested coin is on the top right now.
Okay.
And so it's exposed right now. So you don't show them like this to people, right? But this is just a moment where I'm here.
Okay, because the shell is facing up.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd see the edges of the shell, potentially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up just 2 coins, the shell and the coin beneath it.
Okay.
And now 2 things are going to happen simultaneously. The first thing is I'm going to do one of the oldest moves with a shell ever printed. It's from More Magic, Professor Hoffman's More Magic, the 2nd book in the series. Of course, he wrote so much stuff, but anyway. And there's actually a lot of shell work. If you're into shells and gimmick coins, that's a fun book to read because there's some weird stuff. Because he could do it all with English pennies. So he'd borrow all these English pennies, and he'd have like 8 of them, and he'd have 2 coins with shells, and he'd just be doing I should just worked on it. Anyway, shh, pretend you didn't hear. So this hand has the 2 coins in the shell. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of 1 just to show the move. Yeah. And then I'll add the other coin back in. This is the oldest move. It's a one-handing unnest. Okay. Okay? So you can see 1, and now I have 2.
That is good.
It's a nice move.
That is really good.
It's a nice move, right? And so this is from Hoffman. And so I'll show you the exposed side view. I hold the coin with the thumb and 2nd finger. Okay?
Okay.
First finger goes on top, 3rd finger goes on bottom. So now notice that my thumb can let go, right? The coin is being held by those 2 fingers. Okay. Wow. The reason why you want to let the thumb go is that you want to release the pressure so that the coin just falls out the back. See how it's just coming out the back of the shell? It becomes a hand puppet. Hi, boys and girls. Right? It's like this, right? So it's there. Yeah. So now, and so if you just push up, wow. Basically like the surface tension of your thumb on the coin, you just push up, and so you have 2. So it's here. So they see 1. You can rock a little bit, then you have 2. Wow. But you don't have to. I see people do this move like whapa. You don't have to like woohoo. You don't need that big a cover. It's just a wrist. You don't have to use your whole arm, just the wrist, right? So you're there.
It looks so natural too.
I know it does, right? And so even as you're picking up coins, right? So I'm picking up coins over here. If I just come up like that, so all I did was I picked up. So I'm picking up the shell, the nested coin, and I pick up the 1 regular coin underneath it, leaving me a 3 over here, but they can't see that because I'm kind of fussing or fuddling here, getting the stuff out. And I immediately come up and I fan, right? Wow. So there you have 3. So just remember that don't put the real coin behind there. You want to put it in front of the nested coin. Okay. Because otherwise it can get in the way of this coming out the back way thing. You can do it, but it's not good.
It makes it harder.
Yeah. So here, and again, same move, index finger on top, 3rd finger on the bottom. And you're holding both coins now, and that coin just comes out. The real coin comes out the back.
Yeah, wow.
It's a nice little move, right? Yeah. So over here, pick up. Now that's going to happen here, like this. At the same time, what this hand's doing, this hand has 3. I'm not like flashing this like this. Again, like I said, I'm just kind of picking up to come into this position. This hand really has 3. I'm going to push off the top 2 coins to my fingertips, leaving the 3rd coin just in my finger palm.
Okay.
Right?
Got it.
Now, there's a couple techniques to this. First of all, let me talk about finger palm. I always get off on finger palm whenever I talk about it. A lot of people learn finger palm incorrectly because they learn it from Bobos. They learn that they're supposed to use 2 fingers. So it's either like, I love you, or hook 'em horns, or I love the devil, whatever it is, right? And so that you don't need that many fingers, right? All you need is your third finger to curl in a little bit, right?
One finger, that's it.
Just the third finger, and it makes the hand a little bit more natural, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to just do it with one coin. You can do it with whole stacks of coins, just the third finger, right? Makes things a lot easier.
So basically, the middle finger you kind of just open.
Yeah, you just open it up.
More.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, because it's not gonna do anything in terms of holding. So when I'm pushing off these 2, the danger is you're gonna push off all 3, right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of lightly finger palming the 3 with this third finger.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna push. When I push forward, I don't push towards the fingers. That'd be bad. I'm gonna push diagonally from the base of the third finger here. To the index finger there. So it's going to go that way. And that way it's sort of like it's a delivery system, but I can also hold back that third coin, right?
Got it, yeah.
So we're here. So obviously this is exposed view, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. One second.
Yep.
I am so sorry.
No, you're good. You're
People
good.
on the microphone. Okay.
No worries.
So anyway, so back to this. So we're here. This is here. So you only hold it with your third finger, right?
Yeah.
And then you just push diagonally here towards that index finger. Boop, boop, just the 2. And then you can hold on to them. So now they see 2. So if you think about it, they just saw 5. They just saw 5 coins, got rid of 1, put it in my pocket. Whole stack goes here. They see me pick up 3.
Yeah.
And they see 2.
Yeah.
Picture's copacetic, right?
100%, yeah.
Right? So we're here. Now, but you're in position for happiness and love, right?
Yeah.
Because now you nest, all you do is have to nest this coin here and drop these coins there, and now it's 3 and 2. Wow. So all I say is, and what I say here is I'm intentionally vague. I talk like it's sort of like a memory game, right? You just have to remember, is it 3 coins here? No, you remember 3 coins here and 2 coins here. Now don't get confused and think that there are 2 coins over here and 3 coins over there. And so again, I'm not trying to say that, I don't say that 1 coin traveled, right? I'm talking about the status, that the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So so now you're going to, so that's that first sequence. So now it's transposition, 1 coin goes across, I don't care, however you want to sell it, right? I'm going to put the 3 down for just a second. I'm going to show you 2 cleanly, because this is the one, and this is my shell here. I'm going to steal off that bottom coin as I come from here back up. And it's the same move. It's like that fingertip utility pass. I'm just grabbing, it's going to go very lightly into this fingertip rest. It doesn't have to go anywhere for a while. As I pick up this coin and immediately do the 2-handed thing.
Okay.
So it's like they see 2 here, and the picture's copacetic, they see 2 here.
Nice, beautiful.
And this coin has already kind of fallen down to finger palm. So I'm going to scoop up the 3 on the table, let them jingle a little bit. And the nice thing is you can make noise, even though it's 4, you can make noise because they know that there's 3, right? And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push off this way, but this time I'm going to push off, well, what I usually, you can just push off 3 if you want, and then get into the 4, and go 4 and 1. But what I do nowadays that I like, I do prefer now, is that they see 2. I only, they see the 3. They see 3 here for a split second, right?
Yeah.
I let them fall into the hand. I let both hands close. So now I'm nested. So now there's only 1 here, or at least they seem to be only 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push off instead of 3. I'm going to push off 2. Right? So for the audience, the effect is they see 2 go in here, and now there's 2 over here. Like, wait a minute, so is it the same thing? So they're going to be 3 over here? And no, because there's 1 over here, which means there has to be 4 over here. Yeah. So it's like a whack, whack, whack. It's like watching a ping pong match, right? It's like bugga, bugga, bugga. And so, and the other good thing about this style of magic, this kind of like the Gary Kurtz or this hypnotic thing, is that the problem is, if people try to fight you, they're going to have an aneurysm. If they try to think too hard, they're going to get stuck, right? They're going to be like, I can't think. So it's an interesting thing, and Curtis Cam had this theory about you just basically, you cudgel the audience with magic until the point where they have to believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting way to control them.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's, anyway. So I'm here now, and so usually what I say is, I know what the problem is, too many coins. I put 1 away. Any questions about that sequence? Or suggestions or anything? Okay. So
great.
Now one thing you notice that we've been doing a lot of coin magic, except for that copper silver that I showed you.
Yep.
A lot of this stuff has been like that. A lot of people complain about coin magic. Well, it's a lot of eye candy. So how can it be interactive? At this moment, you can be interactive if you want to be.
Okay.
So what I could do is I could say, well, look, I have the 5 coins. I'll try it one more time. Hold out your right hand for me, please. I'm going to count. That's, let's see, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. Is that fair?
Yeah.
The coin with the shell is the one on top right now.
Okay.
I'm going to do kind of a standard thing now. I remove one coin. I take it the shell. They close up their hand, turn it over. Now all I got to do is vanish this one using your favorite method. And then now they have the 5 coins. Take a look. That's too many coins, right? Too many coins. So now I can pick up again. So if you want, you can work that sequence in.
Okay.
It's an optional thing. It's about how much, at what level do you want the interaction to begin?
Yeah.
Too many coins. When I take out one, goes in the pocket. Leave me with 4. So I have 3 coins and the nested coin here. So now I'm going to do a routine that's based on this weird idea from a girl I used to date who, she was a very smart woman, but she would say weird things about magic.
Okay.
And one of them was like, why do the coins always have to go across one at a time? I was like, because that's how we do it. But I realized, no, there's something interesting. And at the same time, I was reading The Scientist by the name of Stephen Jay Gould.
Okay.
He would talk about evolution. And the way we tend to think about evolution is we tend to think about it starts down here and then very slowly things change, right? And what his theory was, what his theory was that, what's happening? What his theory was is that instead of change being like a very slow, steady thing, it was like a rapid thing, right?
Okay.
So it would like kind of do this, and change would kind of like everything would be normal, then suddenly change.
Okay.
And so his concept was punctuated equilibrium. That's what you'd call it. And so I realized that would be an interesting concept to put to coins. Like, what would happen if coins didn't travel at the rate that you thought they were supposed to be traveling at? What if instead of 1, 2, 3, what if they kind of bopped around, or at least went really fast? I mean, whatever way you want to do it. So. I'll show you this. I've published various versions of the effect. This is the way that I do it now.
Okay.
The last coin here, the coin that's in classic palm, is the coin with the shell.
Okay.
Okay, that's where we're starting. Toss over. So that's everything except for the coin with the shell.
Okay.
Right. And now I say I'm talking about how a lot of people think that the coins are flying across. Well, not like that. That's not magical, right? So they're going to fly back this way. So that's the first coin to go.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, 1 second. Sorry.
Yep, you're good. You're good. We appreciate you being here, even though you're. We appreciate you being here, even though you're a little bit under the weather.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's it's good time. It's magic. So here we go. Blah, blah, blah. So we're here. Blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna do a very interesting move. I'm gonna throw across here. That's the first coin. I'm gonna do what I call the action heel steal.
Okay.
I turn to the person over here and I say, now, did you see me do that? And they say,
no.
No. And I say, do you think you could catch me if I did it again?
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's a nice little move, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so this is the action heel steal. When I talk about heel steals, obviously I'm talking about the idea when the coin, you sneak the coin out over here, right?
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of moves where you can kind of come over and steal the coin, right? And it doesn't look like that, right? But it's like you show 3 coins. Now that coin is in that position, right? And I can talk about the coin going up my sleeve, across the chest, down the other sleeve. I stole the coin, right? So, but now we're going to do what I call the action heel steal. And it's, the choreography is sort of like this. I'm showing the 3. The first one, I turn over, I'm in this position.
Okay.
Right? The coin's sticking out of that. And I say, now did you see me do that? And they say no. And I say, do you think you'd catch me if I did it again? Now, 2 things happen simultaneously. This hand is going to approach this hand. And as it does, just the very last second, the thumb's going to drag this coin down into finger palm.
Okay.
At the same time, it's going to dip a little bit behind the hand, just a little bit. But this hand's also going to be turning palm up. So you got this going on, and you got this going on. Okay. Now, if I can combine them, the moments, if I come here, and right as I go underneath, right, it's going to like kind of dip out of the scene of the camera and come up, right?
Yeah.
Steal's done, and you drop.
Yeah, it's invisible.
But think about it, it's like a top change with coins, right? I mean, it really does, not really, but that's kind of the feeling for it, right? It's this idea from here to here. Now, but that's not what I did. I did use that move, but I added one other thing to it.
Okay.
which I'm not going to teach yet because I still want to fool you with it for a little bit longer.
All right.
So okay. I'm here to here, right?
Okay.
So now you know that there's so you say, well, you missed the first one, right?
Okay.
By the way, I'm already here.
Okay.
Because well, I did a click pass. I'll explain the click pass in a little bit. Because instead of going here to here, I'm going to do the steal instead of dropping. I'm going to just let this coin go and let it fall.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about the click pass in a little bit. But
Okay.
we're here, right?
Okay.
So now, in reality, there's 2 coins here, and I have 1 coin and the nested shell.
Yeah.
Nested coin. which means I'm really 3 ahead of you.
Wow, yeah.
Because the shell is the third coin, right? So now, and notice that, I have these 2 coins. I'm trying to be silent. I'm going to push off one to show that one's going to cross, has gone across. I don't want that. You hear that noise?
Yeah.
I got to cover that noise. But again, coins make noise. So.
If you can't hide it.
Yeah, exactly,
enhance it,
exactly. So the other hand can shake. The first coin goes.
Got it.
And I say, if you've missed the moment when the first coin goes, you're going to miss the moment when the second coin goes.
Nice.
Now, I did do a little move there because I'm weird, but because I'm going to do the one-headed unnest again in this hand to get me to 3. So to get there, I'm going to drop because the problem is that the coin with the shell is in the bottom, but I got to switch the positions. So I just do this. This isn't a move. I'm going to hold back the coin with the third finger, the nested coin that's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Push this coin forward, just so that it can slip. So it's just like it's here. It's going to slip in front, so that now when my thumb pushes up, the coin with the shell will be in the back. So they start like this. There's no real practical use for this except to get in position for this.
Okay. Wow.
Right. So you're here. So so if we do this whole sequence to speed, right? We're here. That's the first coin. And don't feel bad if you miss the moment when the first coin goes, because you miss the moment when the first coin goes, you miss the moment when the second coin goes. And if you miss the moment when the second coin goes, you're probably going to miss the moment when the third coin goes.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, that's
and
great.
So this hand is just doing like a kind of standard 3 fly-ish, drop the bottom coin in the fan into finger palm. And notice that there's a little this was his theory behind it, though. It's pretty, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I started doing this routine, the routine of his. But it was his theory behind it that cracked me up. So his idea is this: that you see a lot of times, like when you're doing certain moves, like top changes with cards and that sort of stuff, is that a lot of the times the way that you move, you kind of move like in different directions, like this, right? Or they're going the same in some ways. Like you turn your body. Classic example of turning your body to create the whatever, right? But what Lada said, and this is hysterical, it was that, okay, so the human eye they can both do this, or they can both do this. But what they both can't do is this.
Oh, I get it.
So the spectator's eyes have to choose one or the other. So if you come out a little bit, just a little bit, it doesn't have to be like you're landing a plane or becoming a cheerleader. It's just like you just come out a little bit, right? And then bring it back together. And so it's like this. It's like a moment where the brain. It's literally like fuzzing the brain out in some ways. Like
Yeah. So I've been looking at this hand, and then I switch to this hand. It doesn't matter where I look; it looks great.
Yeah, exactly, exactly,
it
right.
Doesn't matter
so
what.
yeah, exactly. And
wow.
so that's what that move does. So I do the same sort of thing here when I'm in this position, but it's really subtle, right? I just kind of come out. I just come out just a little bit. But just that little sideways motion is all it takes. It helps with the unnest, and then it helps me. It makes the steals harder to see.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So, oops, there we go. Okay, now we're in the right place. Okay, so now this is a gag, but it's a great gag. People use it all the time for coins across because I have 2 coins in a shell, and I'm holding out here, and I'm just going to throw this coin across. That's it.
Okay.
Right? And I'm going to say, and I actually say to people, I'm going to wait until you stop looking. But most people think I do is I wait until you stop looking. And I usually freeze. And sometimes I'll wait for like 10, 15 seconds because it gets a laugh and that sort of thing. And then you just toss the coin across.
Okay.
But I would never do that, right? You just push out the coin that you've been concealing here. So now you have the 2 regular coins plus the nested coin, and then the 1 coin over here. Now, here we go. So we're going to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
So we're going to start again. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 coins. I'm in the exact same place.
Okay.
Now, I'm still holding out, right?
Nice.
So this is the click pass I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Let me get into this. This is a very cool click pass. And by the way, if you think coin magic is difficult, kids, watch how difficult this move is. Oh, it's so hard. Watch.
Let's see it.
Here we go. So, 2 coins. I'm going to push out the top coin off.
Okay.
I'm going to grab it between my thumb and index finger.
Yeah.
Like that. And then I'm going to let go.
That's it.
Dun dun dun!
Wow.
I know, it's amazing, right? So it's here. Now, but watch this. There's some subtle things you can do with this, right? There's subtle applications. So, well, I shouldn't say there's subtle applications. There are different things you can do with the same exact move.
Okay.
Because remember, it's all about sound,
Yeah.
right? So I can if I do the move as a magic move, right? If I show you 2 coins, and I take them both in my hand, I didn't, right? That's a click pass.
Wow.
But if I want to get another position, so say I show you 2 coins, and I drop them both in my hand, I really just dropped 1.
So you can use it for how, yeah.
Because the other version of the move is this. I'm here, making clicking noises, right? And then I just let it bounce off.
Okay.
So now, and so it should pretty much, it might not sound the same. So by sound, you shouldn't tell any difference, right?
Yeah.
So let me
they're
show.
not going to know the difference.
Exactly. Even if they did. So let me show you what I call this easy miser.
Okay.
And it's the idea that you can reach out, produce a coin, right? And reach out and get a second one. That gives me 2. There's a third one over here. That gives me 1, 2, and 3. And that's those 3, and then I can get one more. That's 4. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 coins. Let's go back in time before there were the 3. Before there were 4, when there were just 1, 2, and 3. And let's go further. Let's go further back than that, when there were just the 1 and the 2. I can take the 2 and I can squeeze them, and that leaves me with just the 1. And then the last one, you can do whatever, because you're in the same position you've been all over again.
Yeah, wow.
So that's what that one move can do.
Yeah.
So the click pass can also function. The only thing I added in there was the false count.
Okay.
So I'll run through it really fast, but it's easy to see. It's over here. I'm holding out. I produce 1. I shuttle pass. You don't have to shuttle pass if you don't want to. I produce 2. That's 2. That's the second one. Clink. Click pass. Right?
Okay.
So now I have 1 here. Only have 1 here. Reach out. That's number 3. Now watch this. Same move. 1, 2, 3. False count. I'll do it obviously exposed. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But notice that this hand comes in front, so they're not going to see as much. Even though they see a little bit of hand motion, it makes sense because you're catching coins.
Yeah,
right?
and because you're kind of lifting up 1 and you're throwing it, it does look like
you get a little coin. You get something. Yeah, you get something.
So from my angle, I can still. It still looks like you have 3 coins.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Same click pass now, so I only have 1. So I have 1 here and 1 here. That's number 4. Same false count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just being really mean. That's just a really mean moment, right? Remove 1, so that only leaves me with 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of another one there. You just got the 2, right? So you're using what's called the 1 behind principle, also from Mike Gallo. They're really using the 2 behind principle, because you have 4 where you only have 2. You just squeeze there. That just leaves it with 1.
Yeah. Now you just drop the 1.
Exactly. Okay. And so this one, now you can do whatever, right? So if you incorporate this idea with your pockets, going in, putting coins away, taking other coins out, stealing other coins rather, you can go crazy with this with just a few coins. And so it's just this little tiny move, right?
Yeah. Do you mind showing the exposed view to the camera so they see that it looks great anyway?
From the count over here?
Yeah, it looks great anyway.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
You see, 4. It still.
Oh yeah,
it still looks like you're.
I got a little something there. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, hold on, I'm missing. I can't watch myself do magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. So you can do a lot with that false count. So that's how I get in this position, and it's an interesting place to start with the coins across, right? So I have 1 regular coin here. I've done all that craziness. I've done that toss, right?
Yeah.
So I'm here, and now I'm going to go back. So I'm going to do the false count. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of acting with this hand because, right, I'm holding out, right? So that's 1, that's 2. If there are 3, I still have to keep that thumb there because there's 1 left. With number 4, I finger palm both those coins because you got to get the thumb out of the way to help sell that moment, right?
Yeah.
That false count. I'm sorry. So we're here. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Okay. So we're there.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. And so now we're exactly where we were before. And so now it's going to be about timing. And so you know that there's 1 coin over here. There have to be 3 over here. Wait a minute. And so they see 2, right? And so, if there's 2 in this hand, you know that there have to be 2 over what the. So notice that this is the same. The technique is the same, but when you change the timing of the technique, the effects become a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're here. So the first coin's gone across, right? That leaves me with 2. And I have lots of chance, so I can do whatever I want with these 2 coins over here, because they know that there's going to be a little noise in this hand. I'm not too worried about it. But you show 2. As this hand's going to go down, you're going to do the steal. So you're here. But by this time, you're raising this hand and doing the unnest. And you know that there have to be 3 over. Oh, wait a minute. Well, if there are 3 in this hand, you know there have to be 2 over. Wait a minute. you know, and you're confused, right?
Yeah.
Now, the visual moment that I like to do at this point is here. Actually do this toward the camera.
Okay.
It's the idea that the coins are kind of going back in time, just like that. And so close up, this is really scary. So all you're doing is you have that one, the shell is the middle coin, right? Real coin, shell, real coin. I'm going to have another real coin. I'm holding out one here in finger palm. I'm going to just drop as I briefly close the hand and then open up again. And the idea is the shell nests.
Yeah.
As this hand, sorry here, this hand pushes out its coin. So close up, this is a really scary moment for people. You can get, I just did this like a couple weeks ago. This one guy, he was right in the front, and he literally is like, he just froze, and he went like that, like he had to shake it off. Like, and so that's, you know, that works out. So it's a cool move. Now, there are a couple different things you can do at this moment. What I did in the performance, I just took one, put it in my pocket, started the next sequence. I used to do, if you want to get kind of crazy, is I used to do a version of the Bertram steal. So you see one coin over here, I got to get that one coin to join the rest. Well, as long as they're all in the same hand, it doesn't matter.
Wow. Okay.
I don't do the Bertram steal very often, but I do a modified version of it. I just thought I'd show it to you. And because I have one little touch on it that's kind of cool.
Okay.
So the Bertram steal is usually done up here, the first and second.
Makes sense.
And now, and it's clunky, right? Because I'm going to push forward here. I got to get this hand close to this hand. So it's a little clunky. I don't really like it. So I'm push forward here. This hand's going to close, and it's going to be it's this sort of motion, right? This hand's going to steal. This hand is going to steal all those coins into heel steal position. So I'm going to basically come over, and they're going to kiss. Hello, and you're grabbing there, right? It's hard to expose this. There we go. Okay, so we're here, and then the wrists are going to twist. So it's like twist in, twist out. Okay. And the stack moves. Now that motion, that kind of that coming over motion like that, is sort of like with the original, how the original works. It feels very like closed up, right? But you have a chance of flashing. But I found, this is a weird little thing I found. Okay. That it's a touch if people really want to work on this, because it's so much like this little thing here. But for the steal, what I often do, if you load here, now I got the coins. Now the coins are going to be they're here, right? This way. But if I want to do this twist over, instead of just moving my hands, I'm going to take a step back with this foot. Okay. A small step back. And it cleans up your side angle a little bit. Okay. And so it's a silly little thing, but it really cleans up that angle. Yeah. So I don't usually do it anymore, but it is a nice moment. I've been seeing the coins all go across this way. You say, okay, good. So as long as I have this last coin here, I just gotta get it from this hand to this hand, right? And then you do it. So, and they all go back. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's fun. It's fun. So, but that little move, if you use that steal,
your angle.
Yeah, just changing. Yeah, yeah. It's just a whole. Put one in my pocket. I don't. I palm it out. Okay. Now I'm going to show three, and I'm going to do a standard. So the shell's on the bottom here. I'm going to do a standard utility pass. That's three over here, right? I'm going to take one, put it in my pocket. So that's now we're doing the two in the hands, one in the pocket routine.
Yeah. So you have one finger palm.
So I have the one with a shell finger palm, and I have the two regular ones here. This one goes in the pocket, but it doesn't. I palm it out. Yep. This closes up, and now there's three. Oh my! So now you're going to say now you got to be smarter than the coins. Come over here. You're going to take two coins. Really take two coins. Bounce them around to make noise, because again, I have one coin here and one coin, and a coin with the shell concealed. So I want to cover any noise as I bring that coin in. Okay. So I say, look, I'm going to take this time. I tell you what, I'm going to take two coins, and as I do that, that's the moment where this one coin goes in the hand. Okay, just to cover that any potential noise that might be going on over here. Okay. Okay. These two, and they really go in the pocket. So you can come out clean. Got it. But again, I got a coin and a shell and a coin, right? Yeah. So now all I got to do is unnest. And you're back. Yeah. And you're back. And so that's a pretty, if you think about it, for most humans, that's a pretty intense moment, right? Where they see three, they see two, go in the pocket, cleanly come out, and then bam, here. Yeah, it's like hopping halves on steroids. It is. So now you can do a lot of stuff. I mean, you can just take one out and make it disappear magically, but that's, I don't know, not right now. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to show you the ending that I did, and I'll show you the other ending that you can also do. Okay. I'm going to close up. I'm going to re-nest.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach in, take out one coin.
Okay.
Go and put that in the pocket. That goes in the pocket, and I steal everything back out again. They're all in the finger palm. Now, the idea is that, of course, they say, you ask them how many coins. They say there should be 2. Like, it makes it impossible if there would be 1. Now, okay, here's where things get fun. So I'm going to do a shuttle pass off a stack of 5.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this hand over.
This.
I'm going to turn this hand over, and this hand's going to just push off one of those coins.
Okay.
So it's going to be from here to here.
Got it.
That's it.
Got it.
So so the stack is in finger palm, and so that's the one.
And there's no, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, and well, and again, these are, I'm using Barber half dollars. We were
Okay.
talking about them earlier. They're very soft. These aren't that soft because they've been beaten up because I've been carrying them around and dropping them for so many years. But they're pretty. They're quiet enough. And in the ambient room, ambient noise in a room, you're not going to hear anything. Or just me talking, you're not going to hear anything, right? So that's one. So it's possibly for there to be 1 coin. I just put that 1 coin back because just a second ago you saw 3. I just unnest the shell again, right? So now you're in an interesting position. I got 4 coins over here concealed. I got 3 over here. One's a gaff. I got 2 and one's a gaff, right? So I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to do a giant shuttle pass.
Okay.
Basically, I'm here to there,
Okay.
right? So now I'm going to push off. Same thing, technique. This is the crazy version, by the way. I'll show you the easy version after this. I'm going to push off the 3 to show a fan of 3, drop them all in the hand. I am holding out 1 still.
Okay.
For you doing the math at home. And then I reach and I fake take that one out. And I pretend to put it in my pocket, but I don't. But the thing is, this hand's not going to come any closer. And you say, remember how many coins there should there be? There should be 2. But remember, I want to show you coin magic with 6 coins.
This is great, yeah.
And so that's actually, I'm unnesting the shell there, so it looks 6. But I have the other coin here. I just toss them all over, and I re-nest the shell, and you're good. Wow. So that's the ending I did, and I like that ending because it's a little more magical, and it's like pack. It's like you can I don't know. It's like if you want to end with it's like cups and balls. You want to end with the production, the final load, right? Yeah. The other way you can go with this. Okay. Picks up from the same spot. You're here, and you take the 2. You really put them in your pocket, right? Okay. Open the hand, show 3. Now you do the same sequence. I take that one. I don't put it in my pocket. Okay. I don't steal the rest of the coins. I show 1, clean shuttle pass over, right? Okay. Add that one back in, a nest to show 3. And then I say, now look, I'm going to make this as clean as possible for you. You're going to see the coins. That's number 1. That's number 2. That's number 3. 3 doesn't go in the hand. 3 goes into the pocket. How many coins are here? They say whatever. And then I tell you what, that's too many coins. Let's move on. So you can either end with a complete vanish, which is nice, because if you produce the coins at the beginning, it's nice to end with a complete vanish. Yeah. And they're all back in the pocket, all happy together. And so that last sequence is you're here, you got a fan, and it's 1 coin, it's the shell in the middle, the other coin, right? You're going to do a pop-up move, and it's really cool nesting and pop-up move at the same time. Okay. So the first coin is going to go in the top, and it's going to fall in. And it really doesn't go in the hand, it really actually gets thumb palmed.
Yeah, and the middle coin is the shell.
The middle coin is the shell. Yeah, yeah, and that's going to be important for in just a second here. Okay. Because it means the top coin is going to be able to nest in there if it needs to, and that's what's about to happen. Cool. So that's number 1. It goes in the hand. Number 2, I'm going to do the pop-up move, and the pop-up move is all I do is I push up with that index finger, so the coin pops back out. You can move the thumb out of the way. You can push the finger. I mean, either way you want to go. So you're here. I'm going to do the pop-up move at the same time I was going to nest the shell. Okay. Nest the coin, rather. So it looks like this. Nice. Right? I mean, it looks good. Oh, when I did this by accident in the mirror one day, I was like, oh, that makes me happy. That looks like real magic. Because it looks good. You see 2, and there's 2. Yeah. Right? That one goes in. You got to do the pop-up move one last time. I show the coin here. This is the coin with the shell. Okay. So I've got to be careful with it. I'm going to finger palm it here, and it's going to come off on top there. Right? Yep. And then you take this coin, and you're going south with the coin with the shell. They all go in the pocket. Now they've clearly seen 2 in this hand, very cleanly. You counted them in, and now you're going to be again. And they say it's obviously too many coins. I'll tell you what, let's do something else for you. And so you can go either way.
I love it. I love it.
So that is that whole routine.
There is so much.
I'm trying to think of it. Wait, hold on. Now I'm going to look at my notes because I feel like I'm forgetting something here because it is a lot. Yeah, we did punctuated equilibrium. Yeah. I did the easy miser for you. Do you want to see another interactive coins across you can do instead?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right.
Let's see it.
This would be the point where you have the 4 coins. Wait, how many coins do I have? Okay, I'm good. So this will be the point instead of the punctual equilibrium. You can do this routine I used to do a long time ago called déjà vu.
Déjà vu.
Déjà vu. And it's the idea the 4 coins are going to fly from one end to the other. Just like, I mean, no, that's not, that hasn't happened yet. They start over here, right? It's going to happen magically, sort of like that.
Okay.
Now, did you see me do that?
No.
Do you think you could catch me if I did it again?
Probably not.
Don't worry, I already did it. So that's number 1. That leaves me with these 3 over here. Now, a lot of people ask me how this is done, but I can't tell you that. But I can tell you how people think it's done.
Okay.
For instance, the first thing is people think we use our sleeves.
But you have no sleeves.
No, it's true. The coin gets sucked up the sleeve, goes across the chest, goes under the other sleeve to join the coin over there. Okay. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but if I do the dance of the bad white man, it shows up over there. That gives me 2 and 2.
Nice.
Right? That's
I like your dance.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Mine.
Oh, thank you. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's do this. Go ahead and hold out your hand for me.
Yep.
I'm going to give you these 2 coins over here. You squeeze onto them tightly for me. Turn your hand over.
Okay.
That way everyone can focus on these 2. Because when you see those 2 go in this hand, fly from here to here, you'll see it's already, it's in transit. You just got to wait. You just got to wait for a second. Eventually it shows up.
Oh.
No, because it would be more magical if I actually took this coin instead of making it fly from here to here. I actually made it go right there. Go ahead and open your hand, take a look. They have the 3.
Nice.
Now, I tell you what, most people don't believe that. So I tell you what, we'll try it again. Go ahead and open your hand again. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 coins, just like that. But remove one of the coins, close up your hand, turn it over, smile, everybody's happy. Whatever you do, hold tight so I can't sneak one of those coins in, or worse yet, let me do the line. Hold tight so I can't sneak any of those coins out, or worse yet, sneak one in. Go ahead, take a look.
All 4 coins.
All 4 coins.
Nice.
So like I said, right, if you want to do an interactive moment, you can. And notice that structure is pretty much the same structure as punctuated equilibrium, but it's just you emphasize moments a little differently. So instead of palming so I have 4 coins in the shell again. Instead of palming the coin with the shell, I'm going to palm a regular coin.
Okay.
Toss everything over. The nested coin's on the bottom. So I'm going to open up and show 4.
Okay.
Right? So now I get the very clean first one.
Yeah.
Now, typically when I do this, I'll do this on the spectators. I'll have the spectator's hand. I'll put it there, right? Yeah. So they can look at it, right? And I'll say, I'll do the heel, the action heel steal, right? Comes back. Now I'm already ahead, so that's da-da-da, right? And now I'm going to do a regular heel steal. It's going to go up the sleeve, across the chest, down the other sleeve. This hand's going to come down. This hand's going to come in and clip that coin with its 2nd, 3rd fingers. Okay. As the hand kind of turns up. So the coin's going to go up the sleeve, across the chest, down the other sleeve to join the coin over there. Now the nice thing is, because you have the shell still here, it hasn't happened yet, right? And then you can pick up, and then you can do the bad dance, whatever it is, and then they have 2 and 2. I usually pick up at this moment. There are a couple different ways to get the coins from one place to the other. I just do what I just did, and that's pretty much like a tap. It's like another top change.
Okay.
So I have 2 coins in a fan like this, regular coins.
Yep.
Now the nested coin is the one closest to me, and that's the regular coin. Now notice that the fans aren't the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just turn a little bit, they're the same, but they're not here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to just leave this coin behind the fan of 2. So it's tap, 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 stay. And so it's like, so it's here. And then as I pull away, I'm going to do the one-handed unnest. So they see that's 2 and 2, tap, 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 the real coins, done. Right? Yeah. Now you can do a visual coins across here if you want.
Nice.
But what I like to do is, the thing about why I call it déjà vu is that you're going to put it in the spectator's hands not once but twice. There are not a lot of coin routines that do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's such a strong moment, right?
Yeah.
But so then you're going to do it on a challenge. Because what if you do that trick, what always happens is people will say, wait, do that again. So I'm going to, right? And I'm set because I have the shell. I can do it almost more strongly. So I'm going to drop down here. I'm going to do a move that I thought I came up with, but Larry Jennings came up with it a long time ago. It's like a weird double lift with coins. Okay. Well, not really. It's more like you're concealing the double behind here, right? So I'm going to come forward. I'm going to finger palm all 3 coins. I'm going to just push the one over, right? So now the double is down here. So I can show you 2. Yeah. Right? Put that in your hand. So now they have 3. They close up. And now you're left with this. I do this little sequence that I've always done. It's 2 coins. So everyone focus on these coins over here. Whoop, whoop. Right? Oh, wait, it hasn't gone yet. You just have to wait for a second. And when I do that, I transfer over to here just so that you can do the kind of the classic unnest moment. The coin falls out, take the coin back, and then it's going to cross, right? and then now you can do it again where it goes across. Well, it's gone, but wait, oh, I think I went too far. It's in their hands, and they can look at the coins, right?
Yeah.
So now, usually, if you're working like a 2-top or a 4-top at a restaurant, now you don't do it in the same person's hand. You go to this person's hand over here,
Okay.
right? And then you do that, and you say, no, wait, I can do it again. Here, and you do this count. It's a very nice moment. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 coins. Shells on top. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And notice this display I'm doing.
Yeah.
It emphasizes cleanliness, but it also puts me in control of your fingers.
And I can't close my hand.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And you can't move your thumb.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is that fair?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's fair. And like, they have no idea what they're saying. So I remove 1 coin, it's the shell, close up the hand, turn it over. And the line is, now make sure you're holding it real tight so I can't sneak any of those coins out. Or worse yet, sneak one in. And all I'm doing there is Roger Klaus's version of the spider grip vanish, where you do a full arm retention pass in this hand. And so the coin's here, and then you flex with both. And so it's here. Go ahead, take a look. And then they take a look, and then they have 4. So it's a very strong moment if you're looking for interaction, right? Now I wouldn't pair this, like I said earlier, you could do that with the 5 coins, all 5 coins that appear in their hand. So I wouldn't do those 2 back to back, right?
Yeah.
So so you can choose the form of the interaction that you want to have, or how much you want to have. You can go for full-on eye candy, which is fine, because then if your next thing is to switch in and do something that's more like something with cards, they tend to be more interactive, right? Then it's stronger, and Doc Eason talks about this as well. Doc Eason talks about the idea that never open with a card trick, and his concept is that, so he often opens with copper, silver, brass, or nuts and bolts, and he says that, well, the idea is that you don't want them to, because every time a magician brings out a deck of cards, if you work enough, what do they always say? Oh, I've seen that one before. Yeah. And then I give them a lecture on Ed Marlowe. I tell them all about Marlowe. And there's this crazy dude out there, kept publishing all this stuff. I mean, he had thousands of magic tricks. I just kind of start making stuff up. But I tell them that, look, for magicians, there are so many card tricks out there, right? So you have no idea what's about to happen. And then I do an ambitious card, and they're right. No, I'm kidding. But so Doc's idea was that if you take out the deck, first, they're going to think, well, you're just like the grandpa or the uncle that does card magic on Thanksgiving, right? But if you come out and do something else first, and then you whip out the cards, they're like, oh, wait, this is going to be good. It's the idea that you're elevating what the magic's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's always true for all audiences, but I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And if you do a bunch of eye candy first and then try to get into interactive stuff, you get their attention, right?
Yeah.
And keep them watching you, and then go into some other stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a lot of material.
That was a lot, and everything was incredible.
Thank you. It's that's a lot of fun
my
stuff.
brain is just
Okay,
spinning with so much.
Good. So do you want to, let's see what we want to do next.
Yeah, let's do it.
I can take requests. No, I'll do some, we'll get into the card stuff.
Okay.
And that way we can,
All right. I'm excited.
make life a little easier. So let's get into the card stuff. We'll start with something. Have you ever read Dracula?
Dracula. No, but I've seen the movie.
You've seen the movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
good. That's nothing like the book, actually.
Okay,
The movie is a little misleading. So I'm gonna do a vampire trick for you right now.
Okay.
The thing you have to remember is that every vampire movie has a victim.
Yeah.
So we first need to choose the victim.
Okay.
You. Oh no! You get to choose the victim.
Oh, okay,
You're
okay. I
No.
thought you were gonna.
Oh no! You don't have to worry about that. No. We're gonna start easy here. We're just gonna, instead of having you just take a card of the pack, I'm just simply gonna flip down the sides. You just say stop whenever you like.
All right, stop.
Right there. Go ahead and take a look at that card. Make sure
Yep.
you remember it. Don't show it to me.
Can I show it to them?
Oh, you're showing it to them. Yes, that's fine. I'll just look in the monitor. Oh,
All right.
good. It works. Okay, go ahead and just stick it in anywhere the pack you'd like.
Anywhere.
Yep. Go ahead. That's fine. All right, good. So here's the deal. So you've chosen our victim,
Yes.
and we all know who the victim is. And
Yes.
so the thing about this is that what most people don't know in Dracula is that the scary thing about the victims, what makes the book terrifying, is that the victims come under the thrall of the vampire. So they actually want to be found, much like your victim.
Okay.
All we have to do is wait a moment.
Okay.
Because I think there's a vampire in this deck, and we're gonna, but if the victim wants to be found, then yes, look, one card is turned over, exposing itself. Was that your card?
Yeah.
Okay, so the victim has been found. We know where the victim is.
Okay.
I think that's probably not a good thing. We're gonna leave the victim there for a second, because after all, I think the victim is gonna lead us to where the real vampire is.
Okay.
Now, do you know how these victims become enthralled typically? How does it work?
I'm not too sure.
Well, I mean, you already did it, right? Usually it's the...
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So the way we figure out how deep under the thrall the victim is we look for the bite marks, and maybe we missed it before, but maybe this time. Ooh. Oh wait, yeah, we got some bite marks there. It's pretty serious, pretty symmetrical too.
Yeah.
Good. The vampire's got a good dentist. And actually, I think what happens is instead of finding the vampire, instead of finding the victim, we've actually found the victim is that we can already tell that's been drained of all its blood. Dum dum dum.
Nice.
Yeah, and so you can keep this as a souvenir of the show, and just keep it away from your young daughters.
Thank you.
Anyway, so this is a very simple trick. We're starting easy with the cards.
Okay.
Since I was just whacking around with all the coin magic, we'll do something that's almost virtually self-working with cards. This is based on a really great effect by oh boy, I'm like blanking. I'm just blanking on. Boy, I can see his face. He was just on the cover of Genie. Come on, boys and girls. What is it? Drawing Room Deceptions.
Drawing Room Deceptions.
This is Guy Hollingworth. Got it. Yeah. Guy Hollingworth. This is based on a really cool trick by Guy Hollingworth called Voodoo Card.
Okay.
And it's published in two places, actually. It's in the Paul Harris book, and it's also in his book. It's concealed in his Drawing Room Deceptions, so you have to kind of look for it. So what's going to happen is this. The original was that you'd have them select a card, and like they'd select the queen, and you'd start talking about mates, right?
Okay.
And then so you talk about how the Queen of Clubs, which isn't this deck, but there it is the mate. And then what would happen is whatever you did to the Queen of Spades would happen to the Queen of Clubs. So you could turn the Queen of Spades over, then the Queen of Clubs turns over in the pack.
Got it.
Then you'd start talking about what are some ways we can do, like voodoo, talking about voodoo, what are things we can do? Well, we can rip this card. And then you rip the Queen of Spades, and then you spread the cards again, the Queen of Clubs now is ripped. And then you burn this card, and then this card has burn marks on the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is such a cool trick. But the problem with it is that every time I do it, now if I do it the first time, now I have 50 cards. And I do it the next time, I have 48 cards, right? So that kind of gets in the way of having a complete deck.
Yeah.
But what if and it's still a cool giveaway, but at the same time, what if I just wanted to do one giveaway, that sort of thing. I also had all these ghost decks.
Okay.
That I got to do something with, right? I'm not going to play with them. I'm just going to, so I got to do something with them. So I came up with this trick. I like the structure of Guy Hollingworth's trick. So I just okay, how can we rework it? So I'll run through this real fast, and then I'll tell you a funny story about the trick.
Yeah, because it's almost as if all the blood is drained.
Exactly. So and that's why the red with the red back, and so you get a nice one. This is a great trick either for Halloween or picking up goth chicks, just so you know.
Goth chicks.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's ride the ride, kids. So this is going to go in. I'm going to have the holes facing out.
Okay.
Face up, goes in the bottom of the pack, one cover card. The selection you're going to force is on the top. Now I'm going to show you this force because it's a fun force, and it's from Elmsley.
Okay.
Alex Elmsley, and it's hidden in his book. It's like the bottom of one page, the top of another page, like one move, and you're like, I remember reading it going, this is genius. And because I don't like riffle force kind of things, like you stopped me there. I want something that looked a little bit more relaxed. And even though tossing half a deck of cards doesn't look more relaxed, it looks a little more free, right? So I'm going to flip through the cards like this, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. So I have the 7 of spades. I'm going to do slip cut it into the middle of the pack, right? And hold a break over it. And a lot of people will get upset if you just do that, right? So when I slip cut, usually if I slip cut one card in the middle of the pack, I'll do a running cut on top.
Okay.
Just kind of make it look like that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Now here's the deal. I got a break above the 7 of spades, right?
Okay.
I didn't lose it. Okay, good. Now here's the deal. If you riffle down, you say stop. Whenever you say stop, I just do that. I just toss everything above the break over. And that's it.
Okay, got it.
That's it.
That's a pretty force.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
And now the funny thing is that if you don't hold a break and do that, the cards go all over the place.
Oh, I see.
So that's why it only works. This only works if you are holding a break.
Okay.
And it's I even say something that is completely incongruent when I do this. A lot of the times, I'll say just go ahead and say stop.
Stop.
Right there. I won't even touch the cards. Just stupid because I just caught the cards. Yeah. But right, you know what I mean? It's I made a completely free choice for you. Yeah. And then that's their card and they remember it, right? Okay. So that's the 7 of spades. So this is my condition right now, right? While they're looking at the card, I cut the deck.
Yeah, and you keep in mind where the
Yep, yep.
holes
So I know
are
the holes are in the front right now. They're close to the audience.
Got it.
They can put their selection back anywhere, and I do this. I do have them do this way, even though it's a little awkward. But I want them to remember the red back that they just saw on the 7 of spades go in. Okay, deck goes down. I'm going to spread from this side to this side, from my right to the left, because see so many magicians spread like this, and they like spreading the cards and showing it to themselves.
Yeah.
I say, show it to the audience. Right? Because they're the ones that we try to make happy, right? So there's the 7 of spades, and you can look how far you can spread over, and there's no hole, right?
Yeah.
So they see the card wants to be found, right? Scoop up. I do a square on the side, and I pick up, and by that time I've rotated the deck.
Got it.
Game over, right?
Yeah.
So now we have to see. We can look for the holes. They've already been bitten. There it is. Oh my goodness! And the neat thing is that because of the red, it's easier to see. But sometimes it takes a while for people to notice the holes. And it's one of those moments for me, like sometimes you want magic to be very visual, like they want to see the change. I like it when it's a slow kind of moment, right? It's like you watch them go, oh, right? And they sort of see that this is a problem, right?
Yeah.
And then you can pick it up and hold it up against your shirt, something like that. Try to just show contrast, or move your hand behind it, whatever works. So that's there, and now. So it's virtually just playing the exact structure as Guy Hollingworth did. Now you're just going to reveal the back, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to show the transformation that's already been drained of its blood. I used to just leave it blank, but I like the little drops.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah.
Whatever. And it drives home that this is red, right? This is a red back sort of thing. So then I get to take this home as a souvenir. When I was really weird about this, when I started doing this, I used to carry around toothpicks. And I go, wait, hold on, and I just put the toothpick in, but then some kid's gonna hurt themselves. So no, so that's a giveaway, right?
Yeah,
And now, of course, with the ghost deck, you can only do it with half the deck because all the red cards are black as well, or they're like gray or something like that. So you can't, so they don't look like a regular deck.
Oh, I see.
So they instantly see the change, right?
It,
so you have to do it with only the black cards.
I understand. Okay.
But yeah, so that's there. So wait a minute. There's one other thing I wanted to say. What was it? Oh, that's right. The funny story about this. So this is such an easy trick, right?
Yeah.
That all you have to do is teach a basic force. So I taught this trick to a bunch of like 3rd and 4th and 5th graders.
Okay.
Because I was doing a magic class. I was like, okay, let's see what happens. So I did my version for them, and I said, all right. So you're gonna go home tonight, and what you got to do is you got to come up with your own trick. You can't do my trick. They're like, oh, like no, you gotta have to work, kids. Darn it, kids, you gotta learn, and you gotta come up with your own idea for this. Because look how easy it is. So they learned like the cross-cut force, that sort of stuff, and so they were ready to go, and so they went home, and so they came back, and some of them had weird things, and so my favorite one is this one girl, she was a little weird to begin with, but she came out and she said. I picked a card, and I put it back in the deck, and she said, well, did you see how that card was really happy to meet you? I was like, the card's happy to meet me? She's like, oh yeah, it's really happy. I'm like, okay, see, it wants to see you again, and so it really wants to see you again. Now see, look, and so there's the card, and it turned face up. I was like, oh okay, and she closed up the deck and said, well, you see how happy it is? I'm like, no. She said, well, did you see it smiling? I was like, no. And then she spread the deck again, and now the card had a little smile up in the index, like over here, like there'd be a little happy face, up at the top there.
Nice.
And I was like, that's cute, but a little creepy. And she said, and then she just looked at me and she goes, the card's really happy to see you. No, really happy to see you. Take a look and turn it over. I'm like, okay. And the back is covered in happy faces. And I was like, that is so weird, But I liked it, right? And so it shows creativity. So I always challenge people. I think the power of this idea is that it's so simple to do, right? So easy. The concept is so easy that with one good force, you can get away with it, right? But it has like the 3 hits of magic,
Multiple,
3 beats,
yeah.
And so but come up with your own idea. I mean, I just came up with the vampire thing because it was fun, and I like goth chicks, and so that's how that worked. But it was for Halloween really. But you can come up with all sorts of different ways, and it makes for a nice giveaway. If that's what you're looking for in your magic. So
yeah, no, it's great, and it's super simple. Something you don't have to think about. You can just focus on your
exactly.
presentation.
Exactly. You just gotta remember what you're saying, which I never do. So.
We're having an amazing time. Everything you've been showing me is absolutely incredible, and my mind is literally going like this with all the slides and tricks and techniques you've been showing me.
That's the goal, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So let me show you one other thing real fast with some coins, and then we'll kind of move on to some of the card stuff here. I'm going to use this little guy here. I know, well, it's kind of hard to see. I'll give it a little twist. Maybe it'll be easier for you to see. It's one of those old silver half dollars again. Now, do you know what I call this coin?
Nope.
I call it coin number 1.
Okay.
You know why?
Because it's coin number 1.
Yeah, well, because it's always followed by coin number 2.
Oh. Well.
See? And then coin number 2 is, of course, always followed by coin number 3.
Wow.
But, of course, this isn't coin number 3. It's coin number 4, because coin number 3 is already on the table in front of you. See, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Nice.
Now, I know that's hard to follow. So maybe I should just do a trick for you with just 3 coins.
Okay.
Right? Although you think about it, 3 is really close to 4, right? So maybe I should just do a trick for you with just 2 coins. Although if you think about it, 2 is really close to 3, right? So maybe I should just do the trick with the 1 coin. The 1 coin doesn't do much. It just kind of does this. That's because it's always followed by coin number 2.
Oh.
And coin number 2 is, of course, always followed by coin number 3. And coin number 3, remember, is always followed by coin number 4, but of course that's always because it's already on the table in front of you. Right? 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Nice. Nice.
So let me talk about that real fast. Okay. That's hard to film, so I don't know how you guys want to do that, but you know, because again, this is one of those things where it's a close-up effect as you're doing walk around. You can make coins appear on the table.
Yeah.
You can't do that in most places. Yeah. Like it doesn't work, right? Yeah. But for a live audience, it's a very strong piece to do.
Yeah.
I used to do this all the time because I always like close-up effects where the magic invades the audience space. David Stone talks about the bubble that the audience, the people at the table, like they're in their own little bubble, right? Okay. They're in their own little world there, and you as the magician are kind of like you got to break that bubble, and it's tough because most people are just like sitting there talking. They don't want to be bothered by Mr. Magician, right? Yeah. They're not sitting there like, oh boy, I can't wait to see a card trick. That's what most humans aren't sitting around thinking about, right? They're thinking, I want to finish my fish so I can go back to work and blah, 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 right? Yeah. But one of the things I find is that once you get inside that bubble, if you can then do magic within that bubble, an area that they feel they control, so not just like a close-up pad that you bring, but on the table that they're actually eating lunch on or dinner on, then it's a very interesting way to get them. Yeah. Now the other thing, well, I'm going to show you. So this trick actually, to speak of David Stone, this is a trick right out of David Stone's work. Okay. It's called, in the original, it was called "When There's 2, There's 4," and it's a double appearance on the table. And I like it because you get that double whammy, right? Yeah. So it shows that you can, and again, it's one of those things where you smack them around with magic so they know they have to pay attention. Because now the magic can happen anywhere. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, the technique I'm doing, and then I'm going to show you something later on with using this technique that's going to make you very sad. What this is called called the Harbottle steeplechase discrepancy. Okay. It's really just a steeplechase discrepancy. What I'm doing is I'm rolling the coins in a very particular way. And what it allows me to do is to conceal coins while palming them. Okay. Okay? So I have a stack of 4 coins. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push one off of the stack. And that's that first coin. Now what's going to happen now is I'm going to roll this coin. And now you can see how that coin goes here and that coin goes there. But I'm concealing these coins in finger palm the whole time. The idea for this the reason I invented this move was that I could wander around at a show and just like be talking to people, right? And be like, well, because if you're rolling a coin like that, there's only 3 possible people you can be, right? You're either you're a gambler looking for a game, you're a villain, right? Because that's what supervillains do, right? Yeah. Or you're a magician looking for someone to perform for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a rolling shuttle pass. So what happens is...
You saw my face.
I'm sorry, hold on.
You're good, you're good.
No. I'm so sorry. I know, your face was the best. Your face was like, what just happened? It's like I committed some sort of sin or something. It's like, how dare you? All right, so what's happening is this. I'm going to roll down the way you usually would, and I'm going to suck the coin in, but instead of bringing it back up to the top, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it right there. So it's basically just kind of clipped. I'm going to be able to slide it back up in a second, but I don't need to do that immediately. At the same time as that happens, as it comes down here, this hand comes close. I'm going to push off one of the 3 coins using that same technique, right? It kind of goes diagonally up. Yeah. And now I'm just going to roll it down. Now the way I'm rolling is the big secret for this.
Okay.
Right? So the rolling technique I'm using. So if you watch, that's 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
That's the correct amount of rolls.
Yeah.
If you watch this hand, it's 1, 2. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
So you're skipping.
You skip the middle one. Yeah. So if you're here, but the thing is, if you do it to speed,
Yeah.
it's totally discrepant, but you miss it. You don't see it. So, and when I originally came up with this move, it was the idea that this hand would come in front and it would pass at just the moment that you'd cover that thing, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that, I found. If you just move at speed, it doesn't matter. So you're there, right? So this rolling shovel pass here goes down the table. And so when I was thinking about this, when David Stone used to do it, I was trying to strengthen the misdirection, right? So if I create the moment where they'd actually see, it was emphasized that coin went down, because it's not like you take it and you put it down, it's taking it and it's fallen down, which changes things, right? So I talk about number 1 is always followed by number 2, right? And then the thing about number 2, and you can do the same move again, or what I often do is I'll just drop, I'll show here, and I'll push off and I'll do a shuttle pass. I'm just pushing that same thing, pushing that one coin off. So I'm here to there. So the speed, they see the one coin. Yeah. And then now I can roll this one down. But if you want to, you can do the same move over and over again. Whoop. That's number 2. Now here's the timing on this. So that's numbers 1 and 2. Numbers 1 and 2 is always followed by, and I raise this hand up. At the same time as I do that, the coin that's still concealed here, I put on the table. And of course, the thing is that if people are enjoying the rolling, they're gonna want to see like, oh wait, there's a third one, and you're watching the rolling up here. And you can talk like this for a while, and you notice that one of the things I'll do is I'll rotate my body here. So now I'm not moving my feet. I'm just moving the weight of my body from the center to here, and look at what that does, because how far away that gets me from the table.
Oh, I get it.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm moving. I'm not like going like. And now look over here, but I'm not jumping out of frame, literally, right? Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm just moving my body weight, right? And so it creates a distance. Now the other cool thing is that if we were on a table, like if we were actually working in a space, like we were closer together, right? If I'm doing this, right, look at the distance, because for the people at home or people even standing in the back, the distance between this load and this hand, it's really, if you're far away, it's like that big, right? But for you, up close, if I'm doing this like right under your nose, if I do the load here and you're up here, look at the distance for you. It's a huge distance, right? Yeah. And so that's important. That's an important idea to get for this load. So from them, if I just angle over a little bit, I'm far away. It's already on the table in front of you. Blah, 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 right? People flip out, right? Yeah. So now the next thing I want to show you is a little bit of edge grip work. That's what I'm known for. For better or for worse, it can be a difficult thing for people. I don't know. I always tell people that I'm actually a really lazy person, so I don't know. I do this difficult sleight of hand, but I don't know. I just do it. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to get into edge grip. Okay. All right. So this is kind of so I don't usually perform it this way, but this is like a little example course, like a little taste test of edge grip, if you will.
All right. Let's see.
All right. Here we go. So the first method I'm going to use is a method based off of a move by Gary Kurtz. Okay. I have the 4 coins in a fan, and under this hand's going to come up, and I'm going to pretend to take the coin and put it in this hand. What's going to happen is this: as this hand comes up and covers, my second finger here is going to push down. Okay. And you see what it's doing? It's just tilting that coin a little bit. So it's this precarious moment where like the coin's just kind of riding, pushed against by my finger, right? But what that does is that if you know the original hanging coins was David Roth would show the 4 coins, he'd tilt down, so now you see the edge, and then he'd grab a coin in an edge grip and put it in, right? Okay. But the problem is you're showing them that edge work, right? By doing that move. So if you conceal that moment that you're moving the coin, see what I mean? Got it. So the coin goes here. I'll show you the steel. It does that weird little doohickey thing here, right? And now that means that this hand can take it right into edge grip. Now, the thing about edge grip is that, it's not a palm. This is important to note. It's not a palm. It's where your thumb and your finger are doing what they're supposed to do. They're holding a coin. It's a grip. They're gripping, right? So people say, it's so hard. I'm like, well, you're holding it. So if you think about it that way, that might make things easier for you. You're literally just holding on to the edge of the coin. And this is, again, between the thumb and the middle finger there. So that goes here. So under the cover of the hand, right? But concealed from the audience, false placement, take back the 3, wavy, 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 gone, right? Now, I don't usually do the whole thing where I turn, breaking the wrist in like this to kind of take advantage of the edge grip. You don't have to do that. What I'll do if I really want to take advantage of it, I'll just move to the side just a little bit, because that I still get the angles, and I'm still, I'm killing this half of the room over here because I can't see it. But there's no reason to. I never really like that. Feels like a really fake, kind of forced display. Sorry.
You're good.
All right. So one more time.
Okay.
Once more with feeling. Take that one. Put it in there. Booga wooga wooga. Gone. Right.
Okay.
Next one, we're gonna do a different technique. We're gonna do a take. So I'm gonna look like I'm taking the coin. But it's a different. I should say it's a different look. It's the same technique. But now I'm going to do the technique with this hand. So that second finger, so what it looks like is I just take that bottom coin.
Yeah.
So what I'm actually doing is I'll do exposed from the inside here. That middle finger is going to contact that bottom coin. It's going to do the same thing, but notice what happens. It tilts in, right? It tilts. But then if I keep pulling in, it contacts the base of the thumb there. So it actually slides all the way into edge grip.
Wow.
So now I have 2 coins in edge grip there. So I'll do it one more time. See it there? Right here. Contact with the second finger. Slides right in. I'll do it one more time. I'll try to do it from above. Although the weird thing about edge grip is that you can pretty much do it in like 0 gravity, which is very weird. Think about how much your magic relies on gravity.
Yeah,
a lot of it does.
Yeah.
But edge grip stuff, because there's positive contact. A lot of people are like, this is so hard. It's like, well, you got to think positive contact, because this coin, it's touching this hand, it's touching this finger, it's touching that coin. Now it's touching the thumb. Now it's touching the other coin. Now it's in edge grip.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. I also do kind of a deeper edge grip. When David Roth did it, he'd always hold it up here. A lot of people hold it up here. That way they can get those crazy angles, You can even angle it up here, so you get like, you can look in it looks like you can look through the hand, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I do it a little deeper. It's not quite Down's palm, but because Down's palm is too far back. So I can do all this work with my second finger that allows me to get what I need to get.
Okay.
So that's here, goes in. Of course, now you add the action of what the other hand does. Otherwise, it's just bad magic. You see 3. I'll take this one, do a little wave, gone. Right? Now, in this position, show 2. I split them like this. I show like this. You can do the inside. You don't need to. Now I'm going to do a retention pass to edge grip.
Okay.
To the stack. So I got a stack of coins here, right? I'm going to it's going to be the middle finger again. It's going to come out. It's going to contact the face of that bottom coin. Come out a little bit further, maybe. And now what's going to happen is the thumb's going to push forward a little bit, and that index finger is going to stretch out a little bit to help out to get that coin right into edge grip. Now, the key thing with this is this freaks people out a little bit. You see that coin is balanced for a second, and it comes in, and the whole stack is, for 1 second, taken over control by that second finger. So now my thumb can get out of the way, and now my thumb can push back in and square up.
Wow.
So, yeah. Now, of course, you do this simultaneously. You perform a perfect retention pass in this hand. So it looks like you just place the coin there, right? Wow. So obviously, all these techniques, you can do them. You don't have to do them all the different ones. You can do all the same ones, right? Like for instance, this sliding one. If I want to, I can just add that one on top of the one already in edge grip. I can just take this bottom one and add it already on top of the one in edge grip.
Okay.
Right. So I stack it up.
Yeah.
This one, if you want to do it this way, I don't like doing it this way because it's a little bit harder. But you just pretend to take the bottom coin, and you just pretend to take the bottom coin, right?
Wow.
Or you can just do this: retention pass, boom, retention pass, boom, retention pass, boom. It's up to you, boys and girls. Whatever you want to do. Well, thank you. But I like to show people that there's different ways you can get into edge grip, right? And I think that's a very useful. That's useful, right? Because if one technique holds you back or is too scary, there are other ways to do it. There are other ways to get into it. So that's just the middle sequence, right?
Yeah.
So I vanished 3 of the coins. Any questions about the stuff that you've seen so far?
No, I'm just loving the edge grip. It makes your hand look so natural at all times.
Yes. And again, a lot of people are like, "Do you really do this for real people?" I'm like, "Yeah," because like you said, it looks natural. And can you see the coins right now?
No. And it's like I can also see through your finger here,
Yep.
through your finger here,
Yep.
some of your palm.
Yep, exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly. And so that's the thing. So edge grip is a great angle. If you think about it, when people sit, and you're sitting a little bit higher because you're kind of like on a bar stool kind of setting, right? But if everyone's sitting like a table setting, like a shorter table setting, like a regular table setting, I should say, like a dining room table, this line is right at their eyes.
Yeah.
And look at that.
I still can't see.
Yeah. So that's why people are like, is edge grip, can you really do it for real people? Yes. In fact, it's one of the best things. As long as you keep that stack parallel to the floor again, just like third finger curl palm, as long as you keep that stack parallel to the floor, you're in perfect concealment mode.
Yeah.
Because when people stand, they're all different heights. Like if we took everybody who was here, lined them all up, everybody, it'd be all over the place. But if I sat you all down, now all of a sudden your eyeballs are kind of in the same line. And now I can do a lot more. In fact, there's a weird thing. I found that a lot of really tall guys, when I go to magic conventions, a lot of really tall guys really like my edge grip work. So they'll come up to me and like, hey, can you show me some edge grip? And I'm like, yeah, sure, sit down. Because otherwise they'd be staring into my hands, right? And that's bad magic. So anyway, so that's where we are. So we're here at this point of edge grip. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this coin as I roll. The thing about edge grip is that you just got to relax a little bit and the coins fall into finger palm. Don't have to worry about it. And you can roll. Now, if you really want to be cray-cray.
I want to be cray-cray.
Well, leave the coins in edge grip.
All right.
And now you can roll. And when you roll, you don't have to skip anymore.
Wow.
Right?
And now it literally looks like there's nothing because
you see between the fingers. And so you just got to watch your angles a little bit, but so you can load off of these. I mean, you can do a shell pass over and then start to do the loading on the table. But I work out of finger palm because it's just it's a little bit easier, especially since I'm going to go down. If I stay in edge grip, I got to really watch the angle there. So that's the first one. I've shuttle passed over. That's number 2. So this gives me to number 2. Number 2 gets me to number 3, right? And so you're gonna load a different moment here, right? So that's 2. This is number 3. I'm actually going to take number 3. So there's nothing here because I'm holding out number 4 here. Goes down, and as I say, which always remember, it leads us to number 4. Raise up the hand, and remember number 4 is always the coin that's right in front of you. And again, slight body shift gets me far away. Boom! It happens in your face. Yeah. So that's just a little lesson that I like to do. I call it Rolling Stone. I used to do a different vanish sequence in there. I still do a different vanish sequence in there. But what I really wanted to show was different ways to get into edge grip because I know it's a really challenging technique for a lot of people, and I can do things I shouldn't be able to do with edge grip, but and I feel bad, but I'm getting over it. So that just kind of gives you people an idea about different. And again, anytime you can break that bubble and you can actually produce things on the table. Again, it's hard to do in a large group setting, but if you're working on a 4-top or a 2-top for people, when the first one appears, what you almost always see is they start moving their drinks around because they realize, oh, this is the playing field. Yeah. Now, okay, this is part of the playing field, so you burn them even harder with the second production. And for people who have seen my other work, or if you've seen me do Misbehaving, which is a piece I released a while back on video, what you'll realize is that Misbehaving it's the same misdirection productions, but all done up here at the chest level. So that's why you don't need a table anymore, right? Okay. So that's why I liked it as its own thing. So this was the starting point for that. And I realized, okay, what happened if I bring everything up? And that's how that went.
I'm loving it. And I can see you're going to show us now a card trick?
Yep. That's what we're going to. And I need a few more people. Can I just, okay, go over here. And yes, young lady, if you don't mind, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Everybody on that side, Mr. Magician on this side. It's all good. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to actually do some card magic for you. In fact, I'm going to do all card magic for you. All the card magic. All right now.
Okay. Sweet.
Just because I can. So we'll start here. Let's see. We'll start here with you, young lady. Perfect. Yes. Because you're closest. Go ahead and do me a favor. Take a card out of the pack, whichever one you like. That one right there? Yeah. Okay, fine. Show it to everybody else. Don't show it to me. You're going to show it to Mr. Camera. I'll look away. Okay. Place it back from whence it came. Very well. So you notice that's how a lot of magicians begin, right? We always begin by having someone take a card. But we're going to work a little bit harder on this here. We're going to work hard. I'm not going to have one person pick a card because there are many different ways for someone to pick a card, right? That's just one way. For you, we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to flip through the cards like this. Just say stop for me, please.
Stop.
Right there. That's where I cut the cards. Have you take a look at the card. Remember it?
Okay.
And just get an image of it's not the same card, is it? Okay, good. So get an image of that card in your mind, right? You can see it. You got to see it in your mind. You can see it in your mind's eye. Okay, good. So remember, one card was removed from the pack. Another card just kind of exists in your brain space.
Yeah.
Am I remembering mine?
Yeah, remember yours. Oh yeah, please. You all have
So many cards.
You all have
Okay,
jobs
okay.
here.
I got
But don't
this.
just
I got
let
this.
him be responsible and you be responsible.
All right.
Everyone's
This-
responsible.
okay, I got this.
One more card to select, and we already had to do the standard ways. Let's do something. We're going to use a little bit of Chinese numerology. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Let's make it easy on all of us, because I'm an English major. We got to count. Give me a number between 10 and 20. 10 and 20.
15.
15, excellent. We're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, so far, that's not Chinese numerology. That's just counting. Not impressive, right? So what we're going to do is, in Chinese numerology, you look at the values of the numbers together. So we're going to, 15 is made up of 2 digits. That's a 1 and a 5. By the way, you're looking at me with this fear look in your face, like, I hope I remember the card. It's okay. It's okay. All right. We're going to look at the 2 numbers together. This is a 1 and a 5. We add them together, we get
6.
Thank goodness you're here. Like I said, I'm an English major. So that's 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to remember that card for me.
Got it.
It's a different card, right?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Good. That card goes back in the pack from whence they came. Now, like I said, 3 cards selected in 3 different ways by 3 different little humans. Oh, no, sorry, not little, just humans. Sorry. I didn't mean that in a mean way. Just in a way. I don't know. Yeah, well, it's okay. I'm part of the group. It's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do all the different card tricks at once. So we're going to focus it on you. A lot of the card tricks, some of the card tricks are about mind reading. I'm going to start with mind reading. Focus in on your card, please. Focus in. I'm going to look at your eyes. I see. Yes, I do. An upside down German Shepherd. Thank you. Well, you've all done mind reading. If you don't, well, okay. So you got to, like, mind reading is like, it's like those ink blot tests, you know, that you got to look at the image. And so we'll go with the upside down German Shepherd. So let's see here. So German Shepherds they're kind of dark dogs. They're brown on the side, but dark on top. So I'm going to say your card's a black card. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And the blackest part of a German Shepherd, if you've ever looked, is its nose. Mm. And no in German Shepherd, is 9. 9, right? Mm-hmm. So I'd say you picked a 9. However, the German Shepherd's turned upside down. So I'm going to turn that 9 upside down. That gives me a 6. Are you thinking of a black 6?
Yeah.
And if you got an upside down German Shepherd in front of you, it probably involves spade. Are you thinking of the 6 of spades? Yeah. Mind reading, ladies and gentlemen. That's incredible. Anyway, but that's just part of it. Now I got to do a little bit of manipulation with the cards, just kind of putting them in particular places. I'm also going to do a little bit of card cheating at the same time. Now I have the name of your card. Watch what I did. I actually put the card in a location I can find, but it's by spelling the name of your card. That's S-I-X, and you said spades, right? S-P-A-D-E-S. If my manipulations have been good, oh, thank goodness, there he is. 6 of spades, thank goodness. Now, the cool thing is, now I said I do a little bit of manipulation. That's just kind of putting cards in a particular order. Not just that I put the 6 where I need it to be, but I also made sure that, well, just in case, I have the rest of the 6s along, just in case. They can all hang out. Why not? Are you okay? Wow, she really does have great reaction. This is good. Go team. All right, so wait. There's a whole other pile. There's more magic to be done. That's only one card, right? So you're right now, you physically removed a card from the pack.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
I do.
Okay, what was it?
Ace of spades.
Turn it over. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
it was. We'll look at the top card of the pile. It's the Ace of Spades. There it is. And like I said, remember I was going to do a little bit of gambling for you. The Ace of Spades is a really great card if you happen to have a royal flush in spades. That'd be the ace, that'd be the queen, that'd be king, and the jack and the 10. That's the royal flush in spades. So wait a minute, that's either an extra Ace of Spades, or we have to do the last bit of magic, which is transformation.
Nuh-uh.
Right now, you're thinking. There's a card that's only existed in your mind from the very start.
Yeah.
What was that card?
9 of diamonds.
Is he man or is he beast, ladies and gentlemen? The 9 of diamonds. There it is. Oh, thank you very much. No, wait, well, okay, I have to tell you this, guys, because you guys are such a great crowd. I'm going to tell you how this is done. I knew what card you were going to pick. Like, remember, I knew it was going to be ace. You know how I knew that? It's because all the other cards on the deck, they're all jokers. Oh. So that's the problem. So I knew this was the only thing to do. So anyway. Nice. So thank you guys very much. You guys are great. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Great.
All right. Great. So thank you guys. Okay. So.
Can't wait to learn it.
All right. So all right. So what this trick is this is actually a lot of people have seen further than that. And when I do this for magicians, they go, "Oh, it's like further than that." I'm like, sort of, but not quite, because this is really inspired by a really, really good trick, and I feel kind of bad because I basically taken a really good sleight of hand trick and turned it into a packet trick. Because that's what this is, right? This is the only trick you can really much do with this deck, right? And it's a trick by Michael Skinner called 3 Different Ways.
Okay.
And it's a great trick to do, and I used to do it table hopping and stuff, and because you get 3 spectators involved, right? And if you're going to do one selection, you might as well get multiple selections, right? It's more powerful. It makes you look like a better magician, right? If you can find multiple cards at once. But I'm not going to do like one where I do 20 cards and remember everybody's name. I got 3 cards, right? So here we go. So the setup is this. I got a deck of jokers. They can either be blank, they could be, I like the face, I like the fact that they have a face, I did blank, but then some people, they really want to push them around, but if they see the joker, they just, oh, they're all jokers, okay. So that's there. From the top, I'll lay it out here so everyone can see. So you have the royal flush and spades as a part of gambling, so ace, king, queen, king, jack, king. Then you have the 4 sixes. 6 of spades has to be the bottom of the stack.
Okay.
These 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, had to do math, they go on top. 9 of diamonds goes on the bottom of the jokers.
Okay.
So now, we can do the whole spread, there it is, right? So that's where we are. Now, in the original version, it was done with 2 fours of a kind that you could pretty much call as you're like sitting there talking to people. You're like, boom, 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 and you're ready to go. And then you had to do a side steal. You had to do a peek and side steal. But I realized is that, well, if you just force one more card, because remember, these first 2 are pretty much forces.
Yeah.
Pretty much. If you force one more card, the rest of these cards don't matter. So they can be anything. So now you have an extra kicker ending. So I call this further than 3 different ways. Even though I don't necessarily like that further than that pattern, but this is how I do it.
Yeah.
I like to pretend. I like to tell people, especially for magicians, that they get a kick out of it. Where I'm like, look, I'm going to do one card trick and just get rid of all the card. I'll do all the card magic at once, just get out of the way, right? Because they know how to do coins, and then they see this, and like, okay. So that's your stack. You can make this at home, boys and girls. So what you do is you just cut that stack in the middle, hold a break.
Okay.
So I know the 9 diamonds is the bottom card. Now I'm going to do a classic force, but it doesn't have to be a hard classic force, because all I have to do is they have to pick one of the 5 flush cards.
Okay.
So she went right for the ace of spades, which was good, because then the people go, ooh, they get it. But if they take any other card, it doesn't matter. So take one out. I think that's going to be what, the queen?
Yeah.
Okay. So if whatever card it is, you just got to make sure that goes on top of the stack, right? So that goes. So my 9 diamonds is over here. So it's on top of all the spade cards, right?
Okay.
Hold a break again. Now we're going to do the same force that I taught earlier, the Elmsley riffle force.
Yeah.
So go ahead and the other person says, say stop.
Stop.
Right there, I cut the cards. And now you're cutting right there because there's their selection, but you're going to raise up the 9 of diamonds.
Okay.
Now notice the wording of this. And I say, I just want to get an image of the card in your head, right? Because later on, the last line is, there's a card that's only exists in your mind that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So when people come back and reconstruct, they're like, wait, that guy just thought of a card. How'd that work? Maybe that's what you're hoping, right? So they're there, right? You put down, and the line is, now you have one card selected. One card is actually removed from the pack. Another card that just exists as a picture in your mind. The only reason I need to spread over is that I'm holding my break. It's still below the 9 of diamonds, right? I spread over. I just hold back that 9 of diamonds.
Yep.
Get another break.
Okay.
So now these are all jokers, and all my stack is now on top of this pile. So now I just do a running cut, whatever I want to do. Stacks on top.
Got it.
Game over at this point. Game over.
So you're basically just cutting little portions
Yep,
of your
little
break.
portions. Yep, until the break, everything's down. So now the stack is from the top, the 9, the royal flush, and then the 6, right?
Got it.
So now you're going to do the dreaded 10-20 force. Some people don't like it, but it's a useful force, particularly in the situation. They pick any number. Let's do 11 because it's easier, right?
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I love the line about the Chinese numerology I got from Curtis Cam. It's a really smart line. He says, now so far that's not Chinese numerology. That's just counting, right? So we got to look at the numbers together. We had 1 and we had 11 together. We get 2, right? So now your stack is pretty much here so that you're going to go 1. And they don't show that. That's 1. Yeah. That's 2, right? So it's the second card. That's card you got to show. That second card. So it's 1, 2. Whatever the number is,
that's the one.
That's the one. So if they picked 15, there'll be 6. I show number 6.
Okay, got it.
That goes there. This is your stack. You drop it on top. Done. Trick's over. Now it's all about however you want to present it. So the way I present it is using that joke, and I'll talk about that joke a little bit because it's kind of fun. So that joke came from this idea that Curtis was doing for a while, and I kind of joined in for a little bit, but he was more into it than I was. It was the idea that of random association to try to get to a selection. So he came up with all these great jokes, these lines where you like look at someone and say, I see your card, you picked like the Jack of Hearts, and then you picked I see a cheeseburger. Yeah. I was like, well, I like my cheeseburgers, medium well, kind of red on the inside. Ooh, red. You're thinking of a red card, aren't you, right? And yeah, no. And red meat isn't good for your heart, right? Your heart, right? So you're thinking of a red heart, and if you like undercooked meat, you probably go to Jack in the Box. Are you thinking of the Jack of Hearts, right? And so it was all these funny things, and he worked out all these like I played with the spreadsheet idea of like trying to figure out different ways you get there. And I don't think he does it anymore, but one of the ones that he came up with was the German Shepherd one. And I loved that one. And so in the middle of this trick that could be done really quickly, I tell the German Shepherd joke. It's a joke, but it's a mind reading thing, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so all I gotta do is, that's why excuse me. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
So in the middle of this trick, it's not really a German Shepherd joke, but it gets the laugh, right? It gets that entertaining moment, and it's the mind reading, and you kind of work it back, and all of a sudden they see that you were right all along, right? And now the trick, you're done, right? So if you spell S-I-X, because we got the 6 of spades, S-P-A-D-E-S, right? That's going to leave you with the 6 of spades.
Okay.
And I put that down. I get this out of the way because I don't want them to think about the rest of the deck yet, because that's what's going to hurt them later. Talk about how you reveal it. You've already found the other 6s, blah, 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 right? It was just a little bit of manipulation.
Yeah.
Hey, I said we're going to do some card cheats too. Card cheating too. You selected a card and all you have to do is you spread in and you get a break underneath the second from the top card.
Okay.
So that you can do a double.
Okay.
There's a card. There's a selection of the 6 of spades. Turn the double over. Put it down. That's the 9 of diamonds, right? That's really the 9 of diamonds there, because that's how the setup, that's what the count worked.
Yeah.
So now you just push this through. They see royal flush and spades, and whatever the card is, if they didn't pick the ace, you can move it around to its correct position. They see the royal flush and spades, that goes down. Wooga wooga wooga, blah blah blah. 9 of diamonds, right? And then when you tell them, well, I knew what cards you're going to pick from the very start, because the rest of them are jokers.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
So again, I took a really good card trick and turned it into a packet trick, but I did this in my close-up set at the castle to prove to people that I could do card magic, I guess. But I just wanted to do a lot of magic, and it's a fun trick, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very entertaining trick, especially you throw that joke in the middle with the German Shepherd thing.
Yeah.
It's great, and then you're reset.
And it's easy to do, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, exactly,
It feels like
exactly.
there's
Yeah.
so much
Yep.
going on. It
Yep.
feels like you're actually controlling cards and putting them in the right spot.
Yep.
When in reality, everything is just doing it
Exactly.
almost on its own.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So
love it. I love
it's a fun routine, and it plays very big too. So you can do that. You can do it stand up as long. We're here. We have the benefit of the cameras, right? But we can do it stand up so that I can hold the cards up. They're the 4 6s, right? Here's the royal flush and spades.
Yeah.
Here's the last card. You do a transformation up here, right? And then at the very end, that's the only thing is the jokers they can't see, but you just have to raise the deck and show it to them. So.
Yeah.
So I can play big too, but it's a good close up.
Yeah,
Close up
no,
room
it's great,
style trick.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It's good.
Excellent.
Very good.
Excellent.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, so enjoy that. It's further than 3 different ways. So
Further than 3 different ways.
yeah. Just a little tribute to Mike Skinner there, because he's a great guy. Let's see here.
What do you got?
Well, let me see. Do we want to? I guess just do this, and then this will be fun. All right. So
Ooh.
let me show you. This isn't the first trick I ever learned. This is the first trick I ever saw. Okay. I'm going to turn a little bit to the camera here so you can see it. You'll be fine. It was an old Chinese magician. He came out and he had a goblet, and he reached out in the air and he produced a silver coin, and he'd made that coin dance at the back of his hand. And I thought that was magical, right? But he didn't stop there. He had a second coin, and that would appear too, and then a third.
Oh, what?
And then a fourth, and another one. And I was sitting there, where are these coins coming from? I have no idea, right? Coin after coin would appear, as if by magic. But I realized, it's a weird thing. After all, he's a Chinese magician. He's making these silver coins appear. Why didn't he make, I don't know, when those Chinese coins appear? Chinese coin after Chinese coin appear. That would work. But for some reason, he always used those silver coins. And I realized I was just being racist. Right? Because that would mean those English magicians would have to use those English coins, right? Those English pennies. And they're so dull and ugly, and you can't see it. It's much prettier if you use the silver coins, right? But the last thing he did was really amazing. He took that last coin, he gave it a squeeze, a blow, he clapped his hands, and it vanished. But before it came back, it brought friends.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's insane.
So anyway, I use this as a closer when I'm talking to magicians. Are you okay? He's weeping. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, I use this to end when I'm working with magicians. I use this as an opener for lay people. Because if you walk out on stage or you walk out in your close-up set and do this for lay people,
I feel a little high.
well, yeah, I can do that. But it's one of those things that whacks them. It's a visual. You can either produce a champagne bottle, right, or you can do something like this. And no one else does this, so I do this. So this is called the Miser's Goblet, and I've talked about it in a couple different places, but I always like to talk about it. It's kind of one of my signature pieces, and I'll show you how it's done. I'll tell you how it's done. I already taught you how it's done.
Okay.
I did. I already taught you how it's done. All it does is the Harbottle steeplechase discrepancy. That's it. But you got to palm 18 coins.
That's it.
That's it. So let me remember. What's 1, 2, 3? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 7, 8. So that's 8 there. That's one hand. So the other hand you have to actually have. The other hand you have to have the setup, right? So you have the 3 at the end. Oh, that's 4. We don't have that. That would be bad. Then you have the Chinese coins, right? So you have 3 of those, and then you have English pennies. Now, where do these other coins come from? Well, you never look inside the goblet when we begin, so they just hang out there.
Okay.
Go team. So wait, I need one more silver coin. My bad. Nope, that's another silver. That's not one. There's like a gold coin. Like when I didn't produce, I just throw them in there because I'm evil. And then, yeah, that goes there like that. So now, hold on. Now we're ready to go. So that's your stack. That goes there, and that's it. Now you just do the steeplechase discrepancy with both hands while palming all these coins. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just kind of go, and the first, it's actually harder as you go along because you think it'd be easier as you're getting rid of the coins, but then you start to, things start to go fast, right? And so you just kind of do it. And since you can do it with both hands, right? You might as well, it changes up the rhythm. And the thing is that while you're rolling, you can't tell how many coins, you start to lose track of the count of the coins, right? Because all of a sudden there's more than you think there should be. And then you start to get to the changes, right? So you start to reach that part of the stack, and you get more and more Chinese coins. And there's only 3 of them, right? But that's all you need. And then you get the silver coin back again. Because I've been just holding this one out the whole time. And then you get the copper coin. And so that's the same. So it's, you remember that whole thing that we did with the shuttle, rolling shuttle. Now it's a change, right?
Yeah.
So it's here, and then this just goes here, and that one comes out, and it's a change, right? So that's a nice moment. Wow. You get that. English penny, 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 English penny. And by going back and forth, again, you start to lose track. This last one is now I have 3 left, right? 3 silvers left, right? So I have the regular one. That's a retention pass vanish there. Okay. And I'm going to spank it. Bam. And this is actually what I call slapping mutobe. And it's the idea that I have 4 coins in what's called mutobe palm. And I can show you what that is. It's over here. It's like a flat, it's like a thumb, it's a weird thumb palm. And so if you see, it's like this is bad magic, bad magic, bad magic, bad magic, good magic, good magic, good magic, right? Because it's one of the few palms in existence where the hand is flat, right?
Yeah.
So by virtue of that, then so it looks very clean.
Yeah.
And the thumb can't move, but that's okay because you can kind of move. We can wiggle a little bit, right? But as long as you have, it's tough angles. It's like basically Tenkai palm angles.
Empty. Right now it's empty.
Yeah.
And I see the thumb separated.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're here, right? And so the thing is, you'd think that doing this would actually be a problem, but all I'm doing is I'm just jamming the coins further into the palm. Right there. It's going in, so they don't go anywhere. No, sorry.
So you're readjusting.
You're basically readjusting through violence. Yeah, so that's there. And then all I do is I just come in, I grab the stack at the bottom, I just roll them up to a star, and that's your ending.
Nice.
And then you dump everything out, and you kind of do it slow, and it just looks like a big mess. And so you have the other coins loaded. And that was I didn't originally do that.
Yeah,
but it was Rune Klon that said, "Oh, hey, did I ever look inside?" I'm like, no. He's like, "Fill it with coins." I'm like, okay. Okay,
would you mind doing that opening star again?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So this is opposite the way that the I think in the Vernon book it goes down like this.
Okay.
But the way I do it is that this hand's just holding them basically like it's going to do like a French drop.
Okay.
And I got contact with the pinky first.
Yep.
And this hand's just going to go up like this.
Almost as if you were spreading.
Exactly,
cards.
exactly, exactly. But I'm going to touch, and so that touches there. That touches the third finger, second finger, fourth finger. Now notice that this pressure alone isn't enough because I have to get those other fingers in position in the back, right? Okay. So I'll show you from that side. From that side, so you can just watch what this. Let me see. I'll do straight on. That's there. That's there. That's there. That's there. You can see the other fingers kind of get themselves into position. So
yeah.
And then if you really want to show off, you can start balancing on your fingers. And do that. but nobody wants to do that. But yeah. So that's what I call Miser's Goblet, and it's kind of one of my signature pieces, and I do it all the time. A question for the audience, yes, sir.
Yeah, for anybody who isn't good with like a retention vanish, is there something else you can recommend? And also, if you can go over the stack one more time.
Oh, sure. Okay. You mean this retention vanish at the end here?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Well, the thing is, it depends on what you want the coins, what coins position you want to be in. You don't have to do the slapping thing, right? If you don't want to do a retention pass, I don't know. I'd say an easy retention pass is kind of that one. It's just kind of like well, the problem is you got to move the stack down a little bit more, right? So you're there, and then if you just want to make 4 more coins appear, that starts to simplify things. However, whatever's most comfortable for you, right, as a performer. But yeah, and all I'm doing is that I got the stack a little bit lower. The coin's just going to get clipped between the first and second finger, like that. And so you just got to make sure the stack is low enough that it doesn't make a click pass as well. But yeah, so from the front, you get a nice moment of that motion, right? You get to see that coin kind of fall in.
Got it. So you pretty much have a finger palm, and then you clip it in between the index and middle.
Okay. And then you can get that one out, and then you can keep producing more if you want. But the problem with that routine is that you can't do more slowly one at a time. I needed that kicker. You need that kicker ending, right? But anyway, I'll show you the stack. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. That's going to go in this hand.
8 silver.
8 silver. And then this is going to be the 3 ending. Then the copper coin for the I was just being a racist line. And then the Chinese coins go on top of that. And then 1 silver.
So 3, 3, 3, 1.
Yeah. So this is 10 total. And this is 8. So 18 coins. And then you just...
That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So again, I don't recommend anybody to do this, but you can try. Apparently, I got a text from my friend Curtis Gam the other day, and he said it was like, oh, there's a kid on Instagram, and he's doing 6 coins. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's good. 12 more to go, and you'll be fine. No, I'm kidding, and I do get emails from people asking me, where do you teach this? I'm like, I don't know why anybody would really want to learn this. I mean, this is insanity. This is not, and in fact, when I came up with this, I didn't even come up with this as a trick. I came up with it as a routine. I came up with it as a way to kind of prove to myself what I could do, and also see like how many different, like if I wanted to, just show the sort of things that the move could do. So it started out as like a sample, like a little buffet kind of, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, I might as well just perform it for people, and why not? So.
And what's the response you get from people?
They freak out. It's the laughter that builds, right? And then it starts like around 6, there's laughter. And then around 7 and 8, it becomes a problem. And then when the Chinese coins come up, that's like, wait a minute. And then the copper coins come up. And then they're done. And then the star at the end, it's just like, bah, so. So balance-wise, as a routine, it's excellent, I think.
And we have a question from the audience?
Yes, sir.
Did we ever go over how you've got the coins all gripped in the hand? I don't know if there's a special...
They're just in finger palm. They're just in finger palm. Well, this is why it's important. If you're going to do the steeplechase discrepancy, you can't. If you're doing both fingers, it's not going to work out. So you just want to make sure it's just that third finger. So yeah. So I basically just reach down here, grab them in finger palm, and come back up. And that's it. So that goes there. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good.
Incredible.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, throughout the lecture, you have blown my mind. I have seen things and learned things I've never seen before. I didn't think it was possible to palm 18 coins and produce them one by one. And You have literally taken coin magic in my mind to like the next level. So I can't wait to start playing with the coins.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
But before we go, is there one last thing you can maybe share with us? Something that you really think that our audience can take away and really learn a lot?
You know, there's a lot of stuff that I just did that people would say is like really difficult or really impossible. And I don't think of it as that. I don't think of this stuff as that. And it's because I've been doing it constantly, just constantly doing it. So, you know, and since I also do a lot of educational work, my background's in English education. I think the key line from that I learned is that if you want to be a writer, you want to be a good writer. A writer writes always. That's the phrase, right? So I think the key thing with magic is that it's the same thing. The magician does magic always. Magicians magish always, I guess, right? And I think that's one of the key things is that a lot of people, you know, they'll start and they'll play with something and then they'll put it down. They might find another toy, you know, whatever the latest thing is, and then. But if there's stuff that you're really like committed to, stuff that you really want to do, you know, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it and playing with it because, I mean, that thing that I did, I mean, that's I don't, you know that with the 18 coins, that's something I've, you know, it's, you know, I've been working on that for 20 something years now. I mean, it's only been through all that labor that I put into it that I could get to this point.
Yeah.
So, you know, I see it as kind of a culmination, right? But I'm hoping that it's not, right? Because you always want to keep going, right? And that's what it comes down to. And so if the magician magicians always, then you always just gotta keep pushing yourself. You gotta keep doing more and more things, and don't give up because you know sometimes it's hard. Another little example I give is that when I originally, way back when I bought Coins on Edge and I was working on edge grip stuff, it took me a year to write that book.
Wow. Because
what would happen is I'd be writing and I'd come up with a new idea while I was writing. And I'm like, oh crap, I can't do that. So I'm like, but I can't write it up as if I can. So then I'd have to take the time to sit there and learn it to make it the point where I could actually do it. And so that's why the book took me so long to write, because I sat there and like, all right, I actually have to master this sleight. And by mastering that sleight, I was able to learn more. So that certain amount, I think that patience, you know, and so if you just keep working at it, I think that's the best way to do whatever you want to do. It works in all aspects of life, but particularly in magic, because it's so much about this sort of like, you got to do it again and again and again, and having that patience to put into it and just keep doing it. I think it's probably the most important thing.
Yeah, yeah. And any tips on practice? Because we can tell that you should have a lot.
Growing up as a kid, I'd hang out with my friend Curtis Cam a lot, and we drop by the local like CVS or Walgreens or whatever because he had to pick something up, right? And I'd wander around the store, and the way I'd find him again was that there'd be clinking noises. So you just follow the clinking noises. That's because we were both practicing all the time. So you know, the other thing I tell people is that, you know, if coins scare you, just because you're out, you know, you're with friends or you're having coffee, you know, or you're drinking, you're just at work, you know, you're in the office and you're drinking a water bottle, or you're drinking, you know, palm coins, you know, just hold out on your friends, right? You're not, because you can think of it as like a little unnerving, but it's practice time, right?
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more you get yourself comfortable to handle things in particular ways while doing the concealment. Same thing with cards. You know, if you want to do well with cards, I mean, I have friends who when they show up at a restaurant, the first thing they do is they take out a close-up pad and they slap it down on the table, right? And they look at the menu and they're like doing their seconds, right? And so they are working all the time to make it better. And so it's a little weird. And some places it's illegal to actually pull out a deck of cards and do that. Some places like no cards are here because they think you're going to do gambling, right? Yeah. But that's the good thing about coins, because nobody can tell you're practicing.
You're right.
So you know, practice is not. Figure out a way to make practicing a part of your everyday life. It's not just like, well, some people are like, oh, I just got to do it. I'm going to set aside this 1 hour. It's like, no, palm the coins. Wander around, palm the coins. Maybe not drive when palming coins. Oh, and another bad thing. I don't know if you're driving. I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but when you're driving, the reflection of the window, the driver's window, it's a perfect look down, straight down, like camera. So it's like if you see the reflection, it's like you're looking down on the cards. Nice. So it's a great way to practice things. Now, I'm not advocating driving and practicing like this. Like, don't be like, oh, hold on, I got to work on my spread call here, and you know, don't do that. But it's another example of, you know, okay, you know, that's pushing it to the edge. But at the same time, always just don't think about I gotta work in my certain practice time. Just put the if you don't carry props on you all the time, I tell people, then you're never going to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be as good as Garrett Thomas? Garrett's an amazing magician. Garrett's packing heat like no tomorrow. Garrett's got like a 3-hour act on him at all times, no matter where he goes, because he's just got his pockets. He's loaded, right? And that's how he comes up with new stuff, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
So you know, so I say, and I'm always carrying my coins.
Yeah.
So I'm always ready to go, and I'm always ready. You know, I'm fussy with something, or I'm just I'm like trying to figure out which potato chips I'm going to buy. I'm got my hands in my pocket, and I'm playing with the coins a little bit. You know, so always practice.
Practice.
And it's true. So just make it a part of your daily life. Make it a part of your, that EDC, your everyday carry. Here's my wallet. Here are my keys. Here are my coins, right? Or here are the dice that I'm working on, or here whatever.
Yeah.
So as long as you have it with you, there's going to be a moment during the day, whatever you do in life, where you can just like take them out and like play with it a little bit. And setting that time aside is great. It's a good way to get formally good. But sometimes it's hard to do. So I say, every day. Work every day, whenever you can. Always have this stuff on you. And that way you can build.
Good. Well, and thank you so much again for coming.
Oh, of course.
And thank you guys for coming. We had an amazing lecture. We learned a lot of sleights, tricks, and a lot of also theory that you guys can apply to your own magic. So we'll see you next time right here at the table.